SYC Louisiana. Presented by Storm Bowling. The Storm Youth Championships are brought to you by I Am Bowling, the official merchandiser for the SYC. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under age 18. And by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events are aligned with charities Ballard versus the Big C and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from the All-Star Lanes in Baton Rouge, it's the SYC Louisiana. Welcome to the 2023 SYC Louisiana. Presented by Storm Bowling. The Storm Youth Championships are brought to you by I Am Bowling, the official merchandiser for the SYC. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under age 18. And by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events are aligned with charities Ballard versus the Big C and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from the All-Star Lanes in Baton Rouge, it's the SYC Louisiana. Welcome to the 2023 SYC Louisiana. Presented by Storm Bowling. The Storm Youth Championships are brought to you by I Am Bowling, the official merchandiser for the SYC. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under age 18. And by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events are aligned with charities Ballard versus the Big C and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from the All-Star Lanes in Baton Rouge, it's the SYC Louisiana. Welcome to the 2023 SYC Louisiana. Presented by Storm Bowling. The Storm Youth Championships are brought to you by I Am Bowling, the official merchandiser for the SYC. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under age 18. And by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events are aligned with charities Ballard versus the Big C and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from the All-Star Lanes in Baton Rouge, it's the SYC Louisiana. Welcome to the 2023 SYC Louisiana. Presented by Storm Bowling. The Storm Youth Championships are brought to you by I Am Bowling, the official merchandiser for the SYC. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under age 18. And by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events are aligned with charities Ballard versus the Big C and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from the All-Star Lanes in Baton Rouge, it's the SYC Louisiana. Welcome to the 2023 SYC Louisiana. Presented by Storm Bowling. The Storm Youth Championships are brought to you by I Am Bowling, the official merchandiser for the SYC. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under age 18. And by KEGEL, Built for bowling by Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm.
Good morning, Storm Nation. Hello. We
Good
are
morning.
live for round 3 from the SYC in Louisiana. Leanna's finishing up some announcements. Stephanie Johnson is joining me in the booth. And we have 5 games remaining of the SYC before it's over.
It's been a quick weekend.
I know.
Have to say.
It goes too fast.
I really wonder what they think.
Yeah.
You know, if there's bowlers that obviously want more games.
Sure.
You know, they maybe didn't bowl as good as they wanted, but
Right.
So much talent. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it is nuts. I love little Braxton here. Braxton actually got one of the random I Am Bowling scholarships this morning.
So how does that work?
It's
I know it's random.
Yeah,
but
so
is there like a
we take the
thing
roster.
that picks your name?
Yep. So we take the roster, and Leanne does a little random number generator, and where you are in the roster in your division
Is
truly
who gets
won.
it?
Yeah. So
Awesome. Well, 6 kids, lucky day today.
No kidding. All right, so let's cover who we're watching. So 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 are our main live stream pairs. We have in front of us Kyron Bisick, Ben Bridges, Ryan Burgess, Eli Inkner, Ryan Best, and Aiden Bergeron.
Okay.
I still butchered it.
That
I asked him.
sounds great.
Thank you. And then on lane 7, we have Braxton Williams, Alex Westring, Derek Jimenez, Max Dawson, Nolan Conway, Mason Gerudo, and Trevor Mason. So those are the bowlers you're watching in front of us. We will we'll get some bios going. We have some little. I love the U12 bowlers. Aren't they the
It's
best?
fun. I was not competing at this level at age 12.
No, they can run
Whatsoever.
circles around me at age 12. Are you kidding?
Not even really 14, I guess. You know, that was my turning point. But even then, I did not compete at this level. It just wasn't, these opportunities weren't really affluent in my area. And it was just a different world.
Yeah. Yeah, we were talking yesterday. Clara was talking that, like, 13 was kind of her age that really like, she started when she was 9, but really it wasn't until 13. So these kids have a jump start on everyone, I think.
Yeah, I think it's, you know, there's a distinct difference between people that bowl and people that are bowlers.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, when I was 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, etc., I just bowled. It was fun. Saturday morning league with my brother, Sunday afternoon, the whole thing. But yeah, until you kind of make that transition to deciding this is something I'm going to do full time and commit to it, you know, that's what makes the difference.
Yeah. Now, young Aiden here, his dad Corey runs a pro shop in this area, really successful pro shop. So Aiden he's an up-and-coming bowler.
That's awesome.
Yeah, pretty cool. I love when, you know, your family's in the industry and you wanna bowl.
Right.
It's great. But it is a decision. Like, you know, Aiden wants to be here bowling, so I love it.
Yeah, I mean, now that I have 2 kids, I definitely didn't want to be the parent that made them do something.
Right. Yeah, that's how Corey is, too. He just lets them have fun and learn, and if they want to bowl, great. If not,
yeah. I mean, my kids have bowling balls.
Right.
And, you know, actually Kenzie's birthday party is at a bowling center next Friday.
Yeah.
So they're obviously exposed to it.
Right.
But it's definitely not something we just make them do.
Yeah.
They're not even signed up for the league yet. So we're going to cross that bridge next season.
I like it. Steph, I need to ask you why you don't have a belt with your name on it, because Nolan Conway, who just rolled that awesome shot on 7, his belt has his name on it.
Well, I don't wear belts, so we'll go with that.
All right, let's go with that. Yeah. That's so cool, though.
But if I did wear belts, that's pretty badass.
I'm telling you, like, it's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Like, Obviously, I have my own style. Like, I like the shiny skirts. I like the kind of colorful jerseys or whatever. Like, that's me. You look across the center, like, everybody has their own kind of thing going on.
Oh, yeah. Like Max today, I asked him, I go, are those Bengals colors? He's like, yep. So he is a Bengals fan.
Yeah. Like, it's just fun that you can showcase your personality through,
Totally.
what you're wearing and all that stuff. Obviously he had that belt made.
I love it.
I'm pretty certain he didn't just go
Nolan
buy
Conway.
that at Marshall's.
I don't think so. I don't think they sell Nolan Conway belts. I don't think it could be a new brand. Maybe he's creating his new belt brand.
You got to start your thing.
Future entrepreneurs.
I had leggings. Maybe he's got his belt.
Exactly.
Maybe his headband's going to be a thing.
Yep.
To each their own.
I love it. Another, here's where this age division, as you see Ryan deliver that powerful strike with the TNT. The two-handers truly do outweigh the one-handers in this division in terms of quantity, right? Like there are a lot more two-handers than there are one-handers
right.
in the younger. I see it. I mean, even the U18 boys, though, there's a lot of two-handers out there.
It's becoming more normal, I guess you'd say.
Yeah.
I want to say, years ago, it was kind of a trend thing.
Right.
People were trying it out. Obviously, Belmo the Superstar does it.
Yep.
But I think it's just becoming more and more common.
Oh, yeah.
And it's kind of accepted
Yep.
and almost taught that it's easier to do in some respects.
And they all have, it used to be that everyone tried to model exactly what Jason was doing or exactly what Jesper was doing.
Mm-hmm.
But now that you have like Anthony Simonson and Kyle Tripp, you see these two-handers, they're developing their own little unique styles within the sport too. So it's pretty cool.
And I'm hoping this TV over here will turn on the Tournament of Champions because it starts in an hour.
Hey, let's go.
Kim, if you're watching from the front counter, please change the channel.
Yeah, we need bowling, of course.
It will be on at 12 o'clock Eastern on FS1.
I wonder who is going to win. Who's your pick today? Do you have a pick? I know, it's still... What
Obviously, I'm biased to Simonson.
What round are we in?
This is the final.
Okay, we did get to the finals.
This is for the win.
Okay. I've been a little out of it.
Yeah. No, last night was two of the shows.
That's right.
To get to this one today. And, I mean, I got to root for the hometown guy, Simo.
Well, he's
a roto guy.
Season too, so.
And I just think he's awesome. He loves my family. But you can't deny that EJ has absolutely been
this season
wrecking it.
Incredible, yeah.
I mean, whatever he's eating and drinking, I need a lot of it.
You need to know before you go out. All right, so this is when I make you feel bad about yourself. Now, you do a lot. You wear a lot of hats, Stephanie, okay?
Yeah.
But Alex Westring, who just struck on lane 8,
okay.
He's written...
Right here, yep.
With his family, he has written and published 3 books, I think? 4 books, I believe. I think we're up to 4.
Well,
children's books about bowling. They're called the Bowling Buddies.
Okay.
And you have to go. They're available on Amazon.
Okay.
And you have to go get them for your kids because they're fantastic books.
So is he the character in the book?
I think he modeled some of his characters may be modeled off of him and his friends.
Mm-hmm.
But they really are like, one's about joining a league. One's about going and bowling their first tournament. They did this like little tournament. I mean, it's
that's adorable.
Awesome. Like you first of all, you have to go, get his autograph.
That's amazing. I need to get that book and have him sign it.
Yeah, they might have some here. I mean, it's fantastic. So he's from Edmond, Oklahoma. He's 10 years old, everyone.
And that's not far from me.
No, see?
That's awesome.
Yeah. And his favorite pro bowler, and this is real, Jesper Svensson is his favorite, and his mom has taken pictures with Jesper every year that it's come through Oklahoma, or the tour has, and so he has this little, like, growing up
He's
with
going to have
Jesper.
this flip book at some point where he just keeps growing and growing.
Yeah, it's awesome. So his favorite bowling achievement, he medaled in the SYC in Florida, and he won the Best of the Best youth tournament with his team 2 years ago, which actually the tournament was modeled after the tournament he wrote about in his book. I'm telling you,
wow.
This kid.
Let's keep that name in the back of our brain.
Yeah, he's going places.
That's
people.
someone that's going somewhere.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So he's obviously a product of that type of environment with his family.
Oh yeah, I mean, and his family is so supportive, and they're awesome. They're here this weekend. They take road trips, usually driving, and it's great. His dad's a bowler too. His
That's
mom
so cool.
Doesn't really know the bowling stuff, but she's learned it.
Maybe she's the writer.
She has some background in publishing, so it's cool. I love it. I love all of it, and I think I love when kids show us up, right? Like we come here and they're like, oh yeah, I'm a top 10 video game player. I'm like, what am I doing in my free time? Like,
it either makes you feel unaccomplished or just very boring.
Yeah. Usually both.
Or maybe a combination of the two.
Right.
It's like at 10 years old, so that puts you in what, like 4th, 5th grade, and you're thinking, you're just studying for your spelling test.
Nope.
You might be on the basketball team or something.
Nope, he's written books and he gets them into the libraries in Oklahoma, and yeah, it's fine. Like if you're a teacher out there, you can pick up the Westring. They do have a pen name. It's Ham Westring, and you can look up Bowling Buddies on Amazon.
That is so cool.
Yeah,
I'm doing it right now.
Yeah, go look.
Everybody watching. I don't know who's watching.
She's doing it.
But I'm doing it.
Yeah. All right.
Amazon.
Braxton Williams, who just bowled, and he was our IM bowling scholarship.
Mm-hmm.
He's local. He's from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He bowls here at All-Star Lanes.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
His favorite bowling achievement, he's a state champ. Favorite pro bowler, Darren Tang.
Cool.
And he enjoys many sports.
That is awesome.
I'm going to skip around. And Braxton's actually stepping up, the little hometown favorite there.
Oh my gosh, this is adorable.
I'm telling you.
We got Bowling Buddies.
Yeah.
Bowling Buddies
There's
2.
4, right?
The Prankster. The Prankster Strikes at League. Bowling Buddies 3. Christmas Cheer to Spare. I see what they did there.
Yeah. And then I think there's a 4th one that's a tournament. There it is. Yeah.
Bowling Buddies 4. Roll into a championship.
I'm not saying that this was modeled after the SYC, but it's very similar.
I need to figure out how to roll into a championship.
That is
awesome.
Yeah, I mean, you have young kids, so it'd be great to they're really quick reads.
That is so fun. So does the HAM stand for all their names?
It does. Yeah.
Oh my God, I love that.
Yeah, they're fantastic. I can't say enough.
That's flipping adorable.
Yeah. I mean, I'm telling you. Like I said,
But it's
I'm
also
here to
amazing.
Make you feel a little worse about yourself on this Sunday morning.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
I also think it's so cool that you have all this information about the kids. If they choose to submit their bios and all that, just to learn a little bit of something about them. Like, some of them come from a bowling family, some don't.
Yeah, I mean, we do try to get to know a lot of the kids at the SYCs. Like, we try to, on Fridays, really, talk to families or if there's some downtime. But these really help because a lot of times in those quick, 5-minute, hey, how's it going? You don't really learn about where you're from or, what you like to do. Yeah, so these bios really help. If you come to an SYC, please fill out your bio. We do try to read them. We try to get through them. Sometimes we get distracted because I'm a squirrel, but it's fine. I do have a bio from Mr. Max Dawson here on lane 7. He's going after his 10-pin. He's from Denham Springs, Louisiana.
Okay.
He is 11 years old.
And this is his home center.
It is his home center. Oh, Denham Springs must be close.
Yeah.
His favorite pro bowler is Norm Duke. He even has his signature on his bowling bag, and he really helped with his form at a clinic we had a couple months ago. And this is when we give a shout out to All-Star Lanes again.
Yeah.
Because they do a great job scheduling seminars and bringing in people to kind of work with the youth players. And Kim and her team, they're focused on growing the sport.
I was invited to that seminar to help with Clara and Norm, and I had a conflict tournament.
Yeah.
The Texas Queens that I won.
Oh, well, all right. You won, so it's fine.
So that's my pass.
Mm-hmm. That's funny. So.
But that's awesome, yeah.
Yeah, and he won the Pepsi State tournament in his area. Here we go. I like video games, and I'm part of the esports program at the YMCA. They play online against people all over the U.S.
Wow.
His favorite subject is math, and he currently has a 4.0 in 6th grade. Again.
That's awesome.
Good job. Good job,
Keep it
Mr.
going.
Max.
Keep it going. Rock star.
I know.
We are literally amongst greatness. We just kind of don't know it.
It's true. Yeah.
They could teach us a thing or two. Because I really don't remember much about math and the way they learn it.
Oh, that's what I was about to say.
My son comes home with his math homework.
Yeah.
And, we would do it our way. Carry the one, subtract the one or whatever. And they're making boxes and lines and
I can't do it.
circles. And I'm like, what? That's
tried
very
to help.
complicated.
Oh,
There's a lot going on there.
When I first moved to Utah and I was living with Leanne and Gary, Barrett came home with homework, and I'm like, I'll help you with homework. Nope.
Yeah.
I'm like Googling it. I'm like, I don't.
That is
Barrett,
not the way they teach it
I
now.
don't know how to do this math. Like, that's nuts. So, I noticed this on Ryan Burgess's bio sheet. His favorite Pro Bowler is Spencer Robarge.
I see that.
Which is so fun.
Which is so cool because he obviously is a product of this program as well.
Yeah.
He's a standout at, I believe, Wichita.
He is. Yep. He's at Wichita. He racked up. He's one of our leaders of titles currently still.
Yeah, I saw the banner.
Yeah, he has 12 SYC titles. He's tied with Jillian. So on the boys and girls side, 12 is the number to beat right now.
Do we have anybody close?
I think there are some players. Gianna's really close to 10. Gianna Brandolino, who is a great player.
Is she here?
She's not here this weekend. She did not pull an Abby Starkey. She's
still at the PBA.
Junior,
so we'll probably see her on this television.
I think she was just off the show, but
okay.
But she just couldn't make it. Fly the one day,
right. The quick turnaround.
Yeah, the crazies. I'm just kidding. I love the Starkeys, but all right. So let's see. So Gianna has 8. So she is,
Bella
close
has
to 10.
5.
Bella,
Landon, Mateo.
and the thing is, Gianna's I think 16. Bella, of course, is
younger.
She's U15.
Right.
So and Mateo has 5, but he's in U15. So the younger kids that actually all the kids that are in the program now, they have more of an advantage.
There's just more
Spencer.
opportunity.
Yeah, because Spencer bowled it when he was at the very first SYC and won in 2017, and we only did 2 SYCs that year.
Right.
And then
now there's so many more every year.
Yeah.
Assuming they of course come.
Sure.
But the opportunity is there.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's just it's fun to see though that the kids I keep telling Leanne, I go, pretty soon we're gonna have Spencer come in doing a seminar or Jillian come in doing a seminar.
Yeah,
it'll be so fun because they bolt this tournament.
It'll be full circle.
Yeah.
I was joking with Clara after our Q&A. I said, what's gonna be really cool is someday I will be the parent in the stand.
Oh, totally.
And one of these kids will be doing the Q&A, and I will be asking them questions about whatever, and that's when it came full circle.
Yeah. It's nuts. Carolyn, actually, most recently, Deandra did that at a seminar. Because Madden was bowling his first I think Madden and Jersey bowled their first SYCs.
Okay.
In Myrtle Beach.
Right.
And it was funny because it was Leanne was in that seminar, and it was Kelly and I can't remember who our other pro was.
I think Shannon was there.
Shannon, that's right. Yeah. Shannon and Kelly and Leanne, and Deandra asked a question, and I'm like, half the field doesn't know what's going on right now, but I know.
Right. It's just funny because it's such a small world in a lot of ways.
Right.
Bowling's always there. It's just a matter of what capacity we're involved with it.
Exactly. But it'll be cool. It'll be fun when your kids decide they want to come and try out an SYC.
Yeah, no, it'll be great.
Sure they will. All right. You know what we didn't talk about? The pattern.
The long pattern.
We jumped straight into the kids. And the kids are kind of...
We had a 44-foot 27.26 mil pattern. It looks pretty heavy in the middle part of the lane.
Yeah.
But this is where it's important for these kiddos to watch those videos. JJ
Exactly.
kind of explains a little bit about the pattern, maybe what balls
to try
might look good and where. Of course, it doesn't mean it will work, but it at least gives some people a starting point that are maybe kind of clueless.
Yeah.
You know. And again, you gotta email that to me.
I will do. I'm gonna do that right now so I don't forget.
Yes.
Let me do it because otherwise I will forget. For sure.
And if nobody's seen it, here it is. If we're on the screen here. This is what it looks like. Some people would say it looks like hieroglyphics. And until a few years ago, I probably thought the same. It's like, wow, this is cool information, but it's also important that no matter what bowler it is, to not get caught up with that you're supposed to play a pattern a certain way. I think the challenging part, and I chatted with a couple of the girls and boys yesterday, was you get such tunnel vision with your practice session translating correctly into tournament play. When practice session, I mean, you have twice as many people on that pair throwing balls just everywhere. Most people aren't shooting at spares, and it's just a quicker pace. Whereas obviously tournament play, you're hopefully a little more focused, a little more in tune with, you know, what you're doing, all that things. But I think that's probably a big, I don't want to say disconnect, but it's challenging for people to say, well, on Friday, I bowled the long pattern playing here with this ball, and it was great.
Why isn't it working?
Today, that ball sucks. Or whatever, you know, and it's just, this tournament's unique because you don't just circle within your division.
Yeah.
You're covering the entire center, which of course involves U12, U15, U18, boys and girls.
Totally.
So it brings its own challenges for every sort of division because, you know, let's say the kids in front of us are playing in a certain way. Well, when the U18 makes the flip around to come down here, they may not have any clue of what's going on because now there's been balls going everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, so it's interesting.
Yeah, it is tricky, and you bring up a lot of good points. And not only that, it's, you know, the patterns have been, you know, in practice, they stripped and put out the short in one part, medium in one part, and long in one part. And then yesterday, they put the short out, strip it, re-oil with medium, strip it. You know, last night, house bowlers came in, like,
of course.
You know, I don't think
there was a line out the door for house.
Gosh,
I was like, what's going on now, Blair? I'm like, oh, this is open bowling. I'm like, wow. Yeah. That's amazing.
This town bowls. I love it. I love Louisiana.
I thought we were doing something else, you know? We had something else going on. I'm like, oh, I need to get in line.
Leanne goes, we should walk through and check for any missing stuff. I go, yeah.
You know, I mean, if they left it, you know,
we tried to grab it.
May or may not be there.
The staff here did try to go through, and there's a lot of lost and found, but they were rolling immediately.
Yeah. Crazy. So yeah, I mean, that's something else people don't really, I don't say pay much attention to, but when you're stripping and re-oiling consistently, you know, even the same day, and then the pattern doesn't sit very long, or there's just always going to be somewhat leftovers. You know, you hear people talk about it, you know, that the pattern integrity, and did it sit and did it settle? Did the first pair sit as long as the last pair or whatever, you know? So it's just kind of something to just be aware of, I guess.
So Braxton bowled great. He's got some fans in the chat, and Braxton shot 160 this game. Very, very awesome. What else do we have? Nolan doesn't. Oh wait, Nolan's had a rough go of some spares this morning. His spare game is not awake yet. We're hoping it'll wake up for game 2.
Right.
But
it's early, but you still don't want to dig yourself into a massive hole. Like, I'm really curious at the end of this tournament, and you may know this answer, is there a pattern that generally is higher scoring over the course of the tournaments?
Medium or long. Short is usually the lowest scoring for most tournaments.
Gotcha.
This one was extremely low scoring.
With the exception of Elliot.
Yeah,
he was the outlier,
yes,
like
he was.
crazy outlier.
Yeah, if there was a little chart, it'd be like all the scores are here.
Boop.
Yeah. But usually long is pretty kind to most of the players, no matter how you kind of throw it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's closer to what they like to do for the most part. You can find hold a little easier. So usually they go home pretty happy after long. That's the goal.
Has it always been short, medium, long?
It
or have
has
y'all
been.
ever tried to switch that up?
For years, we never got that question. Like, it always made sense, like, go in order, right? Short, medium, long. And then one time a parent asked me, they go, have you ever thought about reversing it? And I go, no.
Right. Reversing it, or just, medium, short, long, or whatever.
Right, because, we thought it was easy because people are like, we always know we bowl on short first and then medium and long. But then one parent told me, they go, yeah, our bowler, he really dislikes the short pattern. So every time that he bowls this tournament, he digs himself in a hole and he's constantly trying to figure out how to climb out of it. And
that's true.
I had never really considered that, like that mental aspect.
Mm-hmm.
But he ended up winning a few tournaments, so I guess he learned to overcome that kind of.
Right. I mean, you can argue it from whatever side.
Yeah, absolutely.
So to speak, but. Maybe there's people that hate the long pattern and, then they dig themselves into a hole that way. It's just very different if you have a cushion at the beginning.
Yeah.
How you find yourself competing throughout the tournament if you have that cushion like Elliot.
Sure.
I don't know what the score ended up, being at the end of the day as far as second place, but I would imagine that they closed that gap a little bit.
Oh yeah, we could look. Let's before they start putting in scores this morning. Let's see what the totals look like.
Yeah, be curious because I do think that makes a difference.
Yeah. So in U15, let's look at U15 boys because that's what we were talking about. So U15 boys, Elliot still.
So about 100.
Yeah, he came back. I thought that he was kind of slacking, but he must have figured it out.
Yeah. Well, he did have 180 pin.
Oh, that's
lead,
right. That's
so
true.
now.
Yeah. So now it's about 100. So Ernesto is climbing up to him, and anything could happen today. I mean,
of
5
course.
games. So in the U12 boys, let's see who's leading this division. Christopher Wagner, who won in Florida.
Yep, and he's right in this area, I believe, right?
He might have just been that 227. I didn't see who finished.
Yep, that's him right there.
Let's see. Hold on, I have the sheet over here. Yeah, Christopher Wagner just started in the morning with 227.
Okay.
So he's like, I'm not holding back today. I'm going. I'm
right.
hitting the gas.
I am pedal to the metal.
But Miles Gordon was only 20 pins behind him overall going into the day. And then Trevor Mason.
Only about, yeah.
Actually, it was less than 20. I'm looking at 40, but it's 50. So he's like 10 pins behind him.
Right.
So it's close. U12 girls. Let's see here. Leading, Jane Juhas. She's got a significant lead over Taylor Morgan, who is adorable, right?
So there's only 6 girls in that division.
Yes. Yeah, U12 girls is really always kind of our smallest division.
Gotcha.
So.
Because I noticed when we did the medals, it was the same 3.
Mm-hmm. Yep. U15 girls, Brianna Archibald has a significant lead over Caroline Ingrid?
Yeah, okay.
I'm not sure. And then U18 boys. So these are usually, the U18 is usually the closest divisions. Because there's so many of them.
That they kind of bunch up at the end of the tournament.
Right. Logan Frischman and Jacob Neubauer are the current leaders in that division. Jaden Bauer's right behind them.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is the tough division. Well, they all are tough, but Karina Capron, minus 17. Abigail Starkey, minus 26. Eliana Ochino, minus 54. Brenna Hartzler, minus 55. Haley Lindley, minus 82. Like, this one changes a lot, usually. The U18 girls, they jump around.
Yeah, because they're so close.
Yeah, that class of U18 girls is solid right now. It's a good. Those recruits are watching them.
So they tap out at 18, right?
18.
So a couple of them, this is literally their last year.
Yeah, I think actually, Karina and Abby are both Karina, Abby, and Eliana are all like 16. So
Okay.
they're still young, but so they're at the first
lower
part of
end of.
Yeah, but there are some players like Natalie Kent. I think Sydney Bone is getting closer to, but I think she's a junior. I know
Okay.
Haley Lindley is going to Vanderbilt next year, so this is her last season.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there's
So it's a few, but
there are
some
few.
of them are just transitioning into that division.
Yeah,
Looks like we got some people making the turn here.
they're ready. They're like, what's taking so long down here? We're good.
They didn't strike as much as you guys, okay?
I know, right? Calm down, down, chill.
It's like Leanne said, just wait for them to finish.
Yeah.
But we're putting our stuff on the racks
give 'em
and distracting
space.
people.
Give them space. Well, Stephanie, thank you for joining us for game 1. I think you're gonna pop back in
I think game 4.
Game 4? Okay.
Something like that.
You'll be back.
I'll be back.
I'll be here. So whenever you come back, I'll be here.
Do you need me to send somebody your way?
I
saw Tony pop in here.
If Tony is down here, we might have Tony Franklin pop back in, or else Clara. And then if
whichever way.
Yeah. So
I think the boys are here. I think
know,
the girls are still down there.
I think that
he might
told
be game
me that
3.
They're making a turn, but I don't see Tori anywhere. So yeah, that's why I thought he would said game 3, but then he popped his head in.
Yeah.
Like, huh.
Well, I'll find Clara for you.
Okay, sounds
and
great.
I will send her this way.
Well, thank you for hanging out, and we'll be right back. All right, we are back, and I'm joined now with Clara. Clara, welcome back to the live stream booth.
Thank you, Blair. Good morning.
Good morning. So you were watching some bowling, and you just said that the pattern It's a little flat, right?
Yeah, so actually, if you play it right, it should be one of the easier patterns.
Yeah.
But it seems like some of the guys are like migrating left a little bit too quick and then staying in the part of the lane that is flat, right?
Yeah.
So they're just not, they're just kind of, okay, it's a long pattern. I'm going to move left. I'm going to close my angles, which is okay. But maybe a little bit too quick.
Yeah, I think that's what
so-
Aiden did. Aiden Bergeron, who just threw that awesome strike. I think he got a little caught in that, like, move too quick, moving back, changing some balls, and had to figure it out.
Yes. So I think it's a pretty easy pattern. Obviously, topography, bowling
Yeah.
center, many things will influence how it's played.
Sure.
But yeah, I saw a lot of kids like, I mean, I saw some of the great kids already, I don't know, crossing 20, 21, 22. I'm like, maybe a little soon. Okay.
Yeah,
it's pretty
let's
flat
get
in
there.
there.
Yeah,
Okay.
really.
So let's make a little jump, right?
Yeah.
and play the lanes correctly. So I think I'm seeing high scores, like 260s, 250s, and then some surprising, 160s and 150s by very good bowlers. So
Yeah.
hopefully, they make the right choices in that second game and we see better scores.
I like it.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're watching the Gordon brothers, who I think they both are still leading overall their divisions. Let me just double
Nice. I
check.
didn't know they were brothers.
Oh, they are, yeah. Elliot
That's
and
exciting.
Miles. They are. They're superstars, man. I'll tell you what. Runs in the blood, apparently.
Yes.
Yeah, Elliot Gordon is leading the U15 boys, and then in the U12 boys. Oh, you know what? Oh yeah, Miles. Look at this. 2 pins between Miles and Christopher.
Oh, wow.
So this U12 boys
Yes.
division is tight. But
And
yeah.
Was it Elliot the one that averaged like 250 in the
That
short
would,
pattern?
that would be Elliot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just talking about how if there was a graph of scores on the short, it would be like everyone here and then a dot that's like Elliot. Up here. Like,
Yes. And actually, because I saw the pattern, right?
Yeah.
And it was difficult, and we were talking about it yesterday, and the scores were not very friendly.
Yeah.
And then when we were giving him the medal, and Leanne said that he averaged 250, I was like, I believe he's a lefty.
yeah, right.
It has to be a
Yeah.
lefty, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't know about him. He throws a phenomenal two-handed
Right.
lefty. And yeah, I was like, he has to be a lefty. I don't think a righty could have done a 250 average on
no.
this.
Yeah, that was hard. It was very hard. So, the bowlers that we're watching right now, we have on 7 and 8, we have, of course, Miles Gordon, Gabriel Hale, Luke Henke, Elliot Gordon, Nathan Hatfield, and Emmanuel. Oh, you
Guevara.
There you go.
And they all have medal this week.
Yes.
So it's a good pair, good cross.
It is a good cross. And then on 5 and 6, we have. Let me get to my 59. Benjamin Linares, past SYC champ. Joshua Hickman, Ryan Jackson, Ryan Jimenez, Anthony Linker, and Reed Jimenez. Oh, so another brother, Brian and Reed, both
Nice.
brothers. We got two
Yeah, the
brother
Jimenez. Yes.
pairs. Yeah.
I hope he picks up that spur. That was
look
close.
Look at that. Was very close.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they're under 15
Yes.
on that pair.
I
Very good.
believe this is all under 15. I think Miles may be the only U12 in this grouping just because he's the little brother.
Okay.
But, don't hold me to that. Someone else might be. All right, let's see if we have some bios. We were reading some earlier to find out some fun facts about the kids. Oh, we got
I
one
like to
from
hear
Ben.
those.
Yeah, so Ben, who just bowled on lane 5, Benjamin Linares, he's 13. At 13, he averages 194.
That's pretty good.
I'm like,
I will have like that.
me too. Yeah, he's from Cary, North Carolina. He bowls at Buffalo Lanes North, another great youth program in that south region. Jason Bomani is his favorite pro bowler.
No surprise there. And he made it. Did you see the show last night?
I didn't.
Oh, he
I
was
know.
very exciting.
Yeah,
It's very cool.
Well, and we just were saying there's a TV right there, and we're hoping that at some point
That'd be
someone
nice.
needs to change the channel.
From Formula One to bowling, please.
Yeah.
Even though I
Yeah.
love Formula One.
I'm gonna shoot Leanne a text. Formula One is awesome.
Exciting,
I
yeah.
was not a fan until a couple years ago, and I'm like, this is very.
Are you watching the Netflix show, and that's why you got into it?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. That was the path to my.
Yes. So you're becoming a big Formula One fan.
It
Yeah.
is.
It's
Well,
pretty
you get
exciting.
to follow the character. I think bowling should have a Netflix show.
Yeah, I think so.
It
People
would
will
be
get into
great,
it.
right?
Yeah, I agree.
Because you would learn about like golf. PGA is doing
Yeah.
one.
Tennis too.
Yeah. I'm a huge tennis fan, so I was excited to see that. But I'm not a huge golf fan. And I watched what's it called, the swing or something swing, and I'm like learning about the golfers, and I'm getting connected.
I got emotional in a couple of those
Me
episodes.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they bring up like their families, and
Yes.
yeah, absolutely.
No, very cool. And obviously, it's no surprise that he admires Jason Belmonte. He's
Oh,
one of the
yeah,
greatest.
of course.
Obviously, phenomenal 200 player, a good friend of mine, great, ambassador of the sport and of our brand of Storm.
Yeah.
But it was cool to watch. He won the show yesterday, and he's moving on to today. So now he's fighting for the TOC title again. So that should be cool.
So
Cool
cool.
to watch.
Yeah. So fun fact about Ryan Jackson, who's up on lane 5. He was one of our winners of our little contest that we had on Friday, and he actually won a DNA. So he's going to get a
nice.
DNA shipped to his house. He's 14 years old, and this is his first SYC. He's from Willis, Texas. Home bowling center is 300 bowl. Favorite pro bowler is Matt Sanders.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Kind of cool.
Yeah, not a
Yeah.
common one,
Yeah.
which is good. He just loves bowling. He likes getting the experience and trying to get better. And look at this. He's only been bowling for 10 months.
Oh my God.
10 months.
That's
and
one talented kid.
average is 181. Wow.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
these kids are crazy good.
Yes. And what a good experience for him to come here first SYC.
Yeah.
And then he wins a ball and ball, right? All right. I'm going to sign an autograph. Yes, ma'am. Of course I will.
Yeah.
Okay. I will do that in a minute. Yes.
You have an autograph.
Yeah.
Need
But,
it.
I don't have a Sharpie with
I
me at the
know.
moment, but
We'll have to get a marker.
yeah, I can do that too.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Happy
She
to
is.
do it. Yes.
All right. All right.
Yes.
We can't miss an autograph here. Got to get the autographs in.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. A pleasure. Thank you.
Big fan.
She couldn't wait a minute, so which is
I
very
know.
cool. It's kind of
Yeah.
exciting. She was very sweet.
Very.
I was like, in a minute? No, now? Okay, yeah. Now sounds good.
Right?
She was sweet.
Okay, so I just here's our fun. Bowlmetrics is our scoring system, and Ted Fossum is the awesome creator of Bowlmetrics, and so he sent a chart that is here's the field, and
Yes.
here's Elliot's games, and I have to pull this up on the screen. But it literally is like a straight line of the field, and then Elliot is like
Yes.
up
Above
here.
everyone.
Yeah. So
He's having a good week.
I'll
A
have
good
to-
weekend.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to put this in the stream because it's so funny. So he is bowling great though.
Yes. I mean, he's not only a good player already, two-handed, but it seems like this house is a lefty-friendly house.
Yeah, it looks
Okay.
like it for sure.
Yeah. I have seen other players that throw very good too, but the ball, when they throw it to the left, it definitely picks up and comes back, and it's
Yeah.
good to see.
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
we should see some good scores from them.
Yeah, because there's some disliked of left-handed sometimes, but hey, there's less of them in the field consistently. They have different breakdown. They have to learn to bowl completely different. Do you coach any left-handers right now?
I do.
Yeah.
Yes, actually, Trey, we saw him yesterday. He struggled a little bit, but whenever he's trying to better a little bit.
Yeah.
Right now, I think he's a very good lefty.
Yeah, he is.
He just has been spending too much time playing soccer for my taste.
Yeah,
Even though I
yeah.
like soccer.
Multi-sport
want-
athletes
yeah.
are tricky to coach.
Yes, yes. Like we gotta play with his schedule, his soccer
Yeah.
games and bowling, and so I think he needs to work on his game on a couple things to get to the next level. But
Absolutely.
very talented, and yeah, he's my only lefty at the moment.
I love it. All right, so let's see if our friends, the Jaminas, have filled out their bios. I don't have anything for them. That's all right. Sometimes they fill out bios and sometimes they don't. So we can make up stuff about them. Just kidding. Just kidding. He throws it great. Holy cow. Man, and that was Ryan, right?
That was, yeah.
Yeah, Ryan Jaminas, and his brother's name is Reed. Reed and Ryan, both R's.
Yes.
Look at that. They just can get the R dot and they can like just pass around the jerseys.
One is two-handed, one is, one-handed.
Yeah.
But the one with the green jersey, I'm gonna say, because
I know,
one
right?
of the Art Jimenez
R, yeah.
just threw a very, very good shot. He's
Yeah.
doing the right thing for sure.
Yeah. I love it.
So this pattern, I mean, again, there is not a lot to it. You can keep the lane, the ball in play is straighter, the better. It's just going to be about that transition because everyone is on top of each other.
Yeah.
And most of them are going to start with a stronger ball and ball with surface. And then, you will find like the heads go away, it starts hooking, but you cannot swing it. So it's all about finding the right ball and ball that will allow you to stay in that right part of the lane and maneuver that friction that it will be developed. So
I think
it's going to be tricky to see if they can, make those right choices.
the
with their ball and
transition will
balls.
be really interesting, especially since like we've had kind of two pairs of boys and then the girls will come in and follow them. So it'll be interesting. And I don't see a lot of urethane today. Did you see a lot of urethane?
No, at all. No, at all.
Yeah,
I've
so-
seen big balls.
Right, which is, we'll see.
Mhm.
We'll see what happens. But one of our friends, Hosan, is in the chat.
Oh, nice.
He says hello.
Yes.
We Hosan is like the greatest bowling fan of all time, right?
Of all time. He came last year for our tour, the
Yeah.
2022 season, and he was with us the entire season.
It's amazing.
It was an amazing experience. He was very supportive. He does have his faves, right? So
Yeah.
he's a huge fan of Liz Johnson, obviously, the best ever. And then huge fan of Verity.
Yeah.
And he got to know a lot of the players, and he was very supportive. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah,
Yes.
he tunes into a lot of the bowling shows, so it's fun. Good morning. Is it morning?
It's probably evening for
Oh,
him
okay.
already.
All
Yeah.
right. All right. Good evening, Hosan. I know, it's always the time differences.
Yes, and he's working on his game. I see him, I follow him on Instagram,
Yeah.
and he's always like, doing drills and
Trying.
competing. So it's very cool.
It's awesome.
Yes. I hope to see him again soon.
Us too. I can't believe Mr. Jackson's only been bowling for 10 months. I just watched him throw a shot, and that's impressive.
That is impressive. Again, what we said yesterday, good coaching.
Mm-hmm.
And these kids can, catch anything very quick, like in a good way. Like they just kind of pick it up very easy. They can just watch a couple of shows on TV, and then they're like, okay, I want to bowl like him. And then they just, go online, watch a couple of
YouTube,
videos,
right?
and then they're like throwing it like them.
I know. It's
so
just-
easy.
They learn so differently than we used to.
Better tools nowadays, for sure.
Yeah. Mr. Josh Hickman here. He looks like this is his good lane. Let's see here. Oh, still his
Very
good lane.
nice shot.
Yeah. So
And
he
I-
just needs to figure out the left lane.
Yes. And I think that was a DNA.
It looked like the
Yes.
DNA. It did, yeah.
Very good ball. Very good ball.
Hosan says it's almost midnight and he's waiting for the TOC show. See, greatest bowling fan ever.
Yes. Yes.
Like,
Thank you for being you.
yeah, exactly. We love you, Hosan.
Let's see.
Elliot, he did not feel very confident about that spare, but he got it. So
He's having a good game.
he is having a good game. Yep.
Couple of doubles, spares, and
Yeah.
keeping it clean.
Exactly.
That's important.
Yeah.
He seems to be a smart kid too.
Yeah, and nice. He's a nice kid. The rest of the bowlers, they always have their little friend groups. They bowl every weekend, so they get to know each other pretty well.
It's very nice.
Yeah.
They have a lot to bowl. They're traveling to different states, different cities, hanging out, and it seems like they get to bowl in the same pair, right? Like with
Yeah.
like friends and
Yeah.
families, and it's
Leanne
kind of
does-
cool.
Leanne, the lane assignments are random, but she does try to keep families together for the parents. Because
Yes.
could you imagine having to watch a youth bowler on 5 and 62?
Yeah. No, that would be a little difficult. Yes.
Yeah, so she does try to keep everyone a little closer, and then in the divisions, it is pretty random though.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So
Yeah.
it's fair, but also she's helping,
The
the parents that are
families.
making a huge effort
Yeah.
to bring the kids here.
And sometimes, because the parents are traveling from other places, so sometimes you might have a family that their parents may not be there that weekend, and that they're helping another youth bowler travel
Yes.
around. So you might see like some friends are together, but they were
Nice.
traveling together.
Okay.
So that sometimes that happens. Like there's some requests.
Yes.
But yeah.
That's very nice, though. I think in a
is.
youth event, it's important to
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
You want them to have a good experience. You want them
Totally.
to be able to learn. Yes, we are in a competition. Yes, they want to win. But at the same time, they're developing their game and their mental game. And you want them to have a good experience. You want them
Yeah.
to have the partner behind
Exactly.
him or her or all
Right.
of them
You
and,
don't
and
want to make
support them.
parents choose.
Yes, and make it, maybe a very fun experience for them that they don't want to come back.
Yeah.
So I think it's pretty cool. I think in youth events should be that way.
Yeah. Well, Leanne knows her stuff about tournaments, that's for sure.
Yes, she has played one or two, I believe.
I think a few, yeah. She's always coming up with stuff. Like I think one tournament. Oh, it was last month. She tried. We didn't do it this time, but last month in Vegas, because we were at South Point. She tried to change the lane changes. So the first time you moved like 5 pair, and then you moved 6 pair. So you weren't following the same people the whole time.
I like that though.
Yeah, and at first the kids were like, "Oh, this is confusing," but then I think they liked it a little bit because they weren't. If you're following a pair that maybe you don't understand how the moves are, you're following a whole 2-handed pair and you're a young lady. And it can be a challenge.
Definitely. So I think that's what we do on tour, right? So we do it at the PBA tour and PWA tour.
Yeah.
We skip 1, then we skip 3, then we skip 5, and then we go on that way just because it's more fair. You are not following the same people.
Right.
Okay. You don't want to be the one following Belmonte, the entire squad. Okay.
No.
And it makes it a little bit harder.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good thing, and if she can implement it for the future, I think it's smart.
Yeah.
I actually have suggested that for the international events many times, because it's not the same for a Colombian team to follow Team USA or to follow, I don't know, not to be disrespectful here, but let's say either Bahamas or Chile or any other team, just because of the level of the players, not necessarily that they're bad, but they're definitely not Team USA. Right? So,
they're not breaking down the lanes.
So
the same
whenever
way.
you're following a great player, a great team that have, broken down the lanes correctly, and you know what you're doing, you could get some good scores.
Right.
So I think it's fair that you are not following the same team every time.
Exactly.
And that everyone gets the challenging pair and the good pair.
Yeah.
So I have as athlete representative, when I was at the International Federation, I suggested that many times, and I have tried to do it in the South American tournaments, and hopefully in the future that's something that we see more often.
It was interesting, and I think I didn't hear anyone complain about it. So I mean, in youth events, the other tricky part is they don't just come by themselves, right? So it's like mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, sometimes siblings. So there's a lot of we were joking with Kim when we got here, because we're like, there's a lot of extra chairs, and we're like, do you care if the parents take chairs? They go, oh no, we take the chairs out for them. We know they need them.
Yes.
So yeah, it's fun.
This is a great bowling center for an event because the settee area is huge.
Yeah. Oh, it's
So it's
awesome.
very nice.
Yeah. There's no. I have not tripped over a bag yet.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Good
Right.
thing.
Yeah. It's positive.
So let's see. I see some good scores.
Yeah. Ben has a great game going. He must have been light on that, or
I think he actually, I didn't see the shot. He might have gone, I don't know, Brooklyn or.
oh, it could have been
Yeah.
Brooklyn. Yeah, very well could have been.
I think something like that happened. We're chatting too nicely.
I know,
We
right?
missed it.
Yeah.
But
Well,
he has a good game going on. Let's see if he can pick it up.
does. Yeah, and he was in the running in the top. Let me look at the scores again. He might have just ball changed, which isn't a terrible idea if you're kind of lost a little bit.
Although
he's not lost.
No, he's bowling good, right?
He was. I thought he was up here. Let me look at this.
In few divisions, the scores are very, very tight, very close. It's an important morning squad.
Yeah,
for the title.
And the other thing that they're chasing today is that Never Give Up scholarship. So there's an extra $100 up for grabs from the PBA Junior.
Nice.
So the leader in every division today will get an extra $100.
Nice. Is this something that happened in every SYC? Nice. That's exciting.
PBA Juniors are great. I love what PBA Junior is doing this year. So they have now created affiliate tournaments. So the SYC is a PBA Junior affiliate tournament.
Nice.
So they're collecting PBA Junior points through this event based on their finish positions, and then lots of youth tours across the country. I think it's just free to join. You just say, I want to be part of the affiliate program, and then their scores, as long as they're a PBA Junior member, will count towards their PBA Junior points, which I think is great, because I always thought that, I grew up playing tennis, and there was youth rankings.
Yes, 100%.
And
every sport has one.
And we don't really have that in bowling, and this is the closest we're ever getting to kind of a youth ranking where they're tracking all these tournaments, and it's great.
I think it's great. And you see it in golf, you see it in tennis, in many other sports, and bowling. We have tried to do a couple of times internationally, but it has been hard.
Right.
So.
Yeah. So at least in the U.S., they'll kind of know where they stand. As long as your tournament is an affiliate and you're a PBA Junior member, which the membership is, you get a jersey with the membership.
Nice.
So why not?
Why not? Yeah.
These kids they need a lot of jerseys. They bowl a lot.
Yes. You know what? Like you said it yesterday. They're bowling more than what I'm bowling. That's for sure.
They are. I mean, it's like, I always feel a little bad when I say that to one of our professionals, but they really are. It's insane. Like, I mean, they're every weekend, and it's like you said yesterday, like when they're working on something and changing something, it's hard.
Yes.
So,
well, Benjamin just put his IQ Nano down, and I believe he threw the Nova, and he got a very nice strike. So he did make a ball change, I believe, and that was pretty nice.
That's
nice to see.
Brave. So he went spare 4-bagger, spare, and left a 5-7.
Yeah.
And made a ball change.
I mean, at least that's what I saw. Obviously, I didn't see how he left the 5-7, but he just threw the Nova. Amazing. He's playing left.
He's a smart kid. Yeah.
And I saw him putting an IQ Nano down. So good choice. If that's what you did, that was a good choice, and that was a great shot. Yeah.
And that's being brave and not being fearless, or that's being fearless.
Yeah.
And,
and that's the right spot to make a change.
Yeah.
Okay. After a split.
Right.
Okay, if it doesn't work out very good, hopefully you leave a spare, something makeable, you pick it up, and now you know, right? So I make those changes when I'm in between ball and balls, or, I have in my mind that I should be trying something new. I will do it there. I will also do it in the first frame of the next game.
Okay.
Obviously, the best place to do it is the field ball.
Right. Yeah, but sometimes you don't get those.
But sometimes you don't get those because, you needed to make a ball change.
I'm always waiting for a field ball, and I'm like, I missed my field ball because I would have split.
Every time I split in the 10, that's exactly what I think. Not that I'm only mad that I split, but I'm like, I really needed a field ball. Yes.
Agreed.
I encourage everyone that is listening and all of the kids to try a new ball. Whatever you're thinking is going to be the next transition, the next ball and ball that you're going to be using in the field ball.
Yeah.
Unless you need a strike or count to win the event, right?
Yeah.
But many times that knowledge that shot will give you will allow you to win the event, because if your thinking is going to be, I don't know, at a CX2, let's say, or an absolute, the next move, then you throw it and it doesn't look good, and you're like, whoa, okay, now which will be the next ball, right? And then that guessing game gets narrow and like much smaller when you use those field balls.
Yeah, because those frames go quick, don't they?
Yes. And they're rolling only 5.
Yeah, yes, it's only 5 today. So, yeah. Here goes Mr. Benjamin.
Look pretty good.
Ah, super.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah.
Solid.
Man.
Yeah.
I think he did ball change. Look at that.
That's solid. He
Yeah.
throws it good. He's confident too. I like it.
Yeah.
I like his walk back. I'm gonna learn from him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start doing it on tour. You'll see.
I tried to joke with Ben the other day because he left his. So Ben, I got someone brought me a big Ziploc bag of Abralon pads at the end of practice, and it had Benjamin Linares written on it. And so I kept calling his name yesterday, but he wasn't here. And I go, all right, fine, I'm gonna go find him. I kept trying to make it like he was in trouble when he wasn't, but he was happy to see his Abralon
Yes,
pads.
you saved him today. He needed it.
It was a lot of
a lot of them. Yes.
Yeah, it was a lot. All right, so that was our 7 and 8 pair. Pretty solid games. 215, 199, 212, 215. We had a 168 and a 139, but pretty solid scores over there.
That's more like it. I mean, we're seeing some good scores in this pair too, 5 and 6. Yeah. Even I look up to 3 and 4, I see some high scores. So that's more like what I would like to see in this pattern, right?
Yeah. And I think the kids want to see it too.
Yeah.
They want to see
everyone
some high
wants
scores.
to see that.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to go home on a high note, right? You don't want to go home like, even if you haven't had the best of all tournaments, you want to go home feeling like, all right, I gave it my all today.
Is it usually like that for the SYCs? Like the shorter pattern is the most difficult one,
usually.
And then it gets a little bit easier?
Yeah, that is usually, usually the long pattern is the favorite for the most part, or at least the kindest. We had one tournament where the long pattern just played really hard. It played really flat, but other than that, it is mostly the short pattern's usually the struggle.
Yes.
I think a lot of younger players, they still have that fear of the gutter, right? Like they're just not ready to jump out there, and
there is so much to it, right? Like axis rotation and using the right ball and balls for those patterns. I mean, there is a lot of big part of the lane that is dry and fresh, and sometimes you see kids throwing shiny balls out of the gate, and you're like, maybe not the right choice, right?
Yeah.
So I think that is definitely the trickiest, and you kind of have to have a pretty stable, hand in the fresh, and or at least less axis rotation, or have the right ball or urethane, or so it can get a little bit complicated. The short pattern could definitely be more tricky.
I remember one year when Alyssa Ballard was still bowling in the SYCs, and Dell would walk through, and in the short pattern specifically in that area, he would be he had an Abralon pattern. He'd just be putting surface on all these. He's like, watch this, and they were shocked because you don't think you need surface on short, but you need surface.
You do.
Yeah.
You do, that's for sure. You want the ball to read early and to be pretty smooth in the back part of the lane, because that's where the dry is, right?
Yeah.
But not everyone processes that the right way, I guess.
Yeah.
Until they see it, or until you see that you have Del Ballard doing it for you. You see it for one time, and you're like, whoa, this is eye-opening. Like, this is amazing.
Right. You never would have thought it.
Yes, and then you learn, and it's good to have people like him that obviously have the knowledge. He cares about the sport. Obviously, he had his daughter bowling, but also he did it for many other players, and that's what they need. That's what the youth need.
Yeah, Dell's great, and the SYC still gives back $5 of every entry goes towards Ballard versus the Big C,
very nice,
the charity. And then this year we actually $5 is going to Make-A-Wish.
Nice, that's exciting.
So
that's
we're
very good.
Some money for Make-A-Wish, and it's great.
Do you guys go back and forth in different SYCs or all of them?
All of them.
Nice.
In the past, Make-A-Wish is a new charity this year because we developed it. Actually, Jason Belmani, we developed a connection with Make-A-Wish Utah through him.
Very nice.
We did a painting auction, and how cool is it that kids can help other kids, because Make-A-Wish is such a meaningful charity. Not that Ballard versus the Big C isn't, because that one is as well. So we're helping both this year, and it's super exciting.
Yes. Okay, now we got the new kids.
Yeah, they're moving very, very quick today. They're just coming through. There's going to be no breaks, and the TOC is on. I see.
Yeah, Belmonte against Turner.
Man,
that's going to be a good match.
It is going to be a good match. We have the best seat in the house, Clara.
We do.
I got bowling here. I got bowling there. I'm good. I'm just going to sit back and relax.
Might be moving a little bit my hair a little bit too much over here, but
Yeah. If
It's
you
gonna
see
be
her looking
exciting.
that way, that's what it is.
Watching the TV.
But yeah, it's fine.
Well, Blair, thank you so much for having me. One more game.
Yeah. Oh, well, I think you're gonna come in later,
Yes,
right?
I'll
Okay,
be
perfect.
back
Good.
for a game.
Yeah, don't leave us forever.
No, not at all.
Jeez.
I'll be back in a little bit.
Yeah, I love it. So we've had a 235 on the. Who is that? Let's see. 5.
That was our friend that made the change with the
Oh,
to
Benjamin
the Nova.
Linares. Yeah, 235.
Yeah.
Good game, Ben.
Yeah, he did both good.
Very good.
Solid.
Yep.
Pretty
And,
awesome. Actually, you're gonna have in the next game on 5 and 6 some of my Astanite kids,
Oh,
Garrett and
nice.
Drake, and all of them will be coming to this pair.
Well, you need to get out of the booth because every time you've been in the booth,
They have a
it's-
struggle.
It's not been good.
I
You're
know,
like-
so I hope this is a little bit
And
different.
I'd hate to make you talk about them, and then it'd be like, oh my goodness.
I'm like, what are they doing? I don't want to be on the live stream.
Yeah, really. Yeah, you'd be like so stressed. We don't want you stressed.
No,
Oh,
no,
and
no,
yeah,
no,
we
no.
have little Durflinger.
Yes,
Little
Trey.
Trey. Yes.
And we have, I believe, we were talking about him yesterday, the Colombian family.
Yeah.
He's very good
Mateo,
bowler,
yeah.
Mateo. Yeah.
Joss
turning
is
very
coming
good.
here. Yeah,
Mhm.
here we come.
Yeah.
They're coming in. And they are not stopping. They're like,
No,
let's
they're
get
going.
this over. Like,
They want to win. They want to finish and they want to win.
yeah, that's it.
It's a pretty good pair right here.
All right. Well, we are going to take a short break from at least talking. We'll be right back. Clara, thanks again for joining us, and we'll
Thank
have
you,
you back
Blair.
in later in the block.
Very good. Thank you, guys.
This year, the Storm Youth Championship is proud to partner with Make-A-Wish Utah to continue to make dreams come true for critically ill children. $5 from every entry from every SYC tournament this year will go to the Make-A-Wish Foundation Utah for dreams, for hopes, for the spark that, for a child, can mean anything is possible. Big donations might get the big mentions, but it's your donation that's at the heart of Make-A-Wish Utah. This year, experience plus enthusiasm equals excellence. Technology you can trust. Years in the making. Every innovation that Storm has developed has led us to this moment of absolute Perfection is within and awaits. At its core, the response is absolute power. Brand new, the Absolute. Available at your Storm VIP Pro Shop now.
All right, we are back, and I'm joined by none other than Dr. Weems. Dr.
Hey,
Weems,
hey.
how goes it?
It goes.
It goes?
Thanks for having me back.
I'm excited. Well, yesterday I had Clara,
Yes.
and you were right there, and I'm like, oh, I can't ditch Clara. She's awesome. sorry, Dr. Weems. You're awesome too. But,
I understand.
Clara was
she's
great.
better looking.
Oh, well.
It probably knows a lot more about bowling than I do. So.
She knows her stuff.
She knows her stuff.
I was impressed with her in the seminar.
Yeah, I was catching wind, even of the conversation, the dialogue you guys were having, and I'm going, yeah, I think Blair made the right choice.
Oh man, I'm telling you, she's awesome. So, all right, so we are watching. I don't know where these pairs are. I think we've gotten off time.
Looks like it.
But 7 and 8, your young gentleman is stepping up, Mr. Joss Weems.
Let's see what he buried the pocket. He packed the pocket pretty good the last time on his right hand lane. Let's see if he's too amped from watching Belmo over here shoot. Get up.
Oh, he threw a messenger. He's not amped at all.
Well, he's feeling good now. He's running back over here to see. Oh,
he did that. Belmo copied him.
Make them fly.
He did make them fly.
I see.
Yeah,
I see.
But Joss did it first, so
Yep.
Belmo's just copying Mr. Joss.
I hope Belmo sees that and learns from the young 13-year-old black unicorn.
Yeah. We have young Spiro Shank here too, a stellar player from Georgia.
So solid.
Isn't he solid?
My God, this is his spare shooting. Like, we could benefit from a lesson from Spiro's spare shooting.
Absolutely. I mean, he is a big Team Shark member, so thank you, Spiros. But his game, two-handed bowling is definitely more popular right now.
Yeah,
but
he's
for
more of a traditional bowler.
Player,
yeah,
man.
I mean, Spiro shows you that you don't have to have a ton of power, a lot of speed, a lot of revs to still get to the pocket and carry. He is super accurate.
Yes.
And tends to keep a very even kill, and that helps. Again, we talk about the mental aspect of the game. Like, the more you can keep your heart rate low and attack each shot as if that's the one, and it is.
That's it. Yeah. All right, so I need to look up some names of the other bowlers on this pair. Unless do you know all the names?
I know Cam.
Okay.
Obviously, Mateo just came off the lane.
Yep.
Spiros is on the lanes with us.
So
and
Cameron
TJ.
Morton.
Mm-hmm.
And then TJ, yes.
Yep.
Yeah, you got him too.
And then we have Trey Durflinger.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, shake it off. That's a good pair.
I know. Yeah. It's tough. Trey was on a 280 pace the last game down on the high end, and he had an unfortunate leave in the 10th frame. All right. So we're multitasking.
We're watching TOC too.
We're checking TOC out, and looks like Belmo has a 6-pin lead right now, going into the 6th frame.
Nice. Do you know that there's so much bowling on right now? So we are live at the SYC in Louisiana.
Yes.
Right now. Gary is live.
Beat the champ, the youth, right?
The youth
BTC?
is live right now.
Is that in the Chicagoland area?
It is.
Yeah.
The youth are bowling. Kelly Kulik and Gary are commenting in Chicago.
Wow.
I think our live stream booth is better, though. I'm just saying.
Well, at least we have probably better voices. I mean, they're probably more talented than we are on the lanes,
technically sound, whatever. Yeah, we got this.
We got this.
And then, of course, we have the PBA live. So pick your poison today.
Gotta love it.
Got a lot of bowling to watch.
A lot of bowling. It's just a smorgasbord of bowling for the bowling enthusiasts in the world.
No kidding. Yeah. See Mr. TJ. TJ left I don't want to see that split. But
yeah, I would want to. I wonder if he's going to back it up at
It's makeable.
Nope,
No, he
he's
didn't.
going.
He's
right.
He got
Okay.
one. All right. It's all
This
right.
kid, I believe this is his first SYC. I was talking to his parents, and very talented young man.
See if we
Glad
out
to
a
see him
bio.
get this experience out here.
Look, and I have a bio for him. Let's
Oh,
see.
awesome.
Let's see. Okay, so
Let's see.
Panama City,
Yep.
Florida.
Yep.
This is his first SYC. He averages 205. 14 years old. Favorite Pro Bowler is Belmo, so we know
Go figure.
who he's watching today.
Go figure who he's rooting for, right?
Yeah, he loves meeting new people and having fun at tournaments. He plays trumpet
Super.
and he plays trumpet in band, in marching band.
Wow.
And has family in Texas and
He's
Illinois.
got family in Illinois. Well, he has a new family in Illinois.
There you
It's
go.
us.
Yeah, there you
It's
go.
the Weems family.
I love that, Mateo and Joss and
Yeah.
Brady.
Yeah.
They
Those
make
are
friends.
brothers.
They are brothers,
Those
but
are
they make
brothers.
friends on every pair they bowl on. So
Yep.
I love it.
Never met a stranger, that's for sure. I'll tell you what, some college, if they're able to get 2 or the 3 of them, oh my God.
Watch out.
Yeah, yeah.
You're
so
like,
if,
okay,
if,
you can
if
have
any
'em.
coaches are listening, your Wichita States
Yeah.
of the world, your St. Ambroses of the world, and maybe a little bit further west, listen, reach out.
Yeah. Well,
Might be able to cut a deal.
They're available. They'll be the youngest recruits ever. They're willing.
That's right. That's right. They just have to have like I don't know what Brady's going to go into. Something involving
It's gotta
science,
be
right?
Science, right?
And for Mateo, it's going to be aeronautics or something along those lines. And Josh needs pre-med. So any colleges that can handle those majors,
Hold on.
reach out.
Can we back up a second? Because, I was talking earlier about young Alex Westring,
Yes.
who has written 4 books by the
Yes.
age of 10. Okay. So now let's just, these 3 boys are uber talented.
Yeah.
But they're uber talented on the lanes, off the
Super
lanes.
smart,
And they
straight A
want,
students.
Joss wants to be pre-med.
Yeah.
Mateo wants to fly airplanes
Yep.
around the world. And Brady's just going to cure cancer,
So
I
I
think.
think that's it. Let's claim it now. Then
Not really.
again, they can circle back and watch this video and say that we were the first
we
to put
told
it out
them.
there.
Yeah, exactly.
But Spiros wants to be an anesthesiologist.
Ah,
So we talked about what's his name, Mateo,
yeah.
going and picking up each one of them from their respective cities in a plane, and they headed out to bowl somewhere on tour, at some point in time.
Oh, Spiro's I didn't like that split that
Yeah,
Spiro's
it's
left.
tough.
But these kids, as usual,
Stretch. Yeah.
I feel like I do nothing in my free time, and these kids are like
They-
rocking the world.
They make you question, like, what are we really doing with our lives, right?
That's what they're just like incredibly talented.
That's for sure. But you can go to each pair and,
Oh,
each kid down here, beyond being uber talented and skilled in bowling, like
Yeah.
some of their other endeavors and hobbies, like, just blow you away.
well, so we started doing these bios, and we added this like, what do you do besides
Super
bowling
shot,
thing.
too. Yep.
And the one thing that comes up more than 2 or 3 times, it is like multiple times, is they are ranked playing video games.
Yeah.
Which I didn't. First of all, I never played video games.
Listen.
Let's start there. I played Pac-Man.
Okay.
And
Okay.
you
And that's
know,
more old school.
right.
you
And
know.
then I played maybe some computer games,
Uh-huh.
like Where in the World is Carmen San Diego? I don't know. That's probably too old for these kids. But so on top of never playing video games, I didn't even know you could be ranked. And these
Yeah.
kids are like some kids are in the top 5 in some of these games.
Yeah. I mean, so you talk about rankings. Why don't we really have youth rankings in bowling? Why isn't that the case?
Hold
Oh,
on.
what?
Hold
What?
on.
More breaking news?
Yeah, this is kind of, I think that's where PBA Junior's going.
I think so.
So-
With the point system?
Because I told Sleds as soon
Yeah.
as he did it, I
And
go,
Mike's such a great guy, right?
I love Mike Sleds. And so the SYC is an affiliate tournament,
Yep.
and we encourage every tournament to be an affiliate. All
Yep.
it takes is like a yes. And so if your youth bowler is a PBA Junior member, which
Mhm.
again, no brainer, right? You get a jersey with it.
Yep.
You get like
All
this
these great benefits. I mean, you can go and practice at the Boleros for like
Discounted.
pennies on
Yeah.
the dollar, right?
Right. Okay, so no brainer, all of these. And then I go to Sleds, because I played tennis when I was a kid, right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
there were
You're
youth
accustomed to
rankings,
rankings.
right? And
Yep.
you were regionally ranked and then
Yep.
ranked across the nation. And
Yep.
it was easy to recruit
That's for sure.
because they're like, what are you ranked? And you can't
Yep.
argue with a ranking. So when they did the PBA junior stuff, Clara and I were just talking about it. It's like this is the closest we've ever been.
That's for sure.
To a ranking system. And,
That's for sure.
They're going to have some bugs to work out, but
Yeah.
I think that's exactly where they're going.
I think there's some wisdom for sure in terms of doing the affiliate piece because obviously not all the kids can make it to a SYC
PBA
or it can
junior.
make it to the PBA juniors.
Right.
So to have the local tournaments as the affiliates, that way they can in fact get points, right? You know, I think it makes a ton of sense. I'm so proud of those guys, and some of the regional directors are just amazing.
Right.
You know, your Josh Blanchards of the world.
Yeah.
I won't say my favorite, but I have to say my favorite, Toby Contreras.
Okay.
I mean, can we give it up for Toby?
Let's give it up.
He is the most humble and gracious dude that I've ever met, and you know, anytime I have an opportunity to give him kudos, that's what we do.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I think the affiliates are great. I see Jordan Mack just to the right. He's actually from Wyoming.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, and we talked about this a lot in the SYC in Idaho. When you're in the West Coast, you travel 6 to 8 hours to get to a tournament.
That's right.
So it's a big commitment to come, but they have the WYBT.
Is that a newer tournament?
It is. It's like 4 years old. Keen Tremaine runs that tournament. She's fantastic. We love her. We went and visited one of the Wyoming.
We'll have to get out there.
You should. You totally should. And the kids are great. And they go to all of these places between Montana, Wyoming, and Utah.
Okay.
And it's great for the kids. And they're an affiliate. So the West Coast kids have more opportunities.
And Jordan bowls many of those? Okay.
He does, yeah. His mom and him made the trip here, which is great.
Yeah.
From Wyoming to Louisiana. That's not a short travel.
Not at all. Hopefully they didn't drive. There are a lot of families that made the drive here to Louisiana.
Oh, my goodness, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of his shots today. I can't remember the last time we saw him. I don't know if he made SYC Vegas or not.
No, this is his first one.
This is his first one?
Yeah, this is his first SYC ever. So you might have seen him. You've come to a couple West Coast.
That's
I don't
for
know
sure.
if he showed up at a Utah Open or
I
something.
think that may have been
or
it,
PBA
or
Junior.
one of PBA juniors.
Yeah.
That may have been it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So our friend, Mr. Jeff Collins, says hello to the doctor.
There
the doc
he
is in the booth.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to talk to Jeff a little bit while I was meeting with Leanne on yesterday. So, hey, big guy.
You need I don't want to say that you're like the Peanuts cartoon, but like Lucy and the Peanuts, where she has the little We'll make this for the SYC. We'll have a little name tag. The doc is in.
Let's do it.
You can just sit over to the side over here, and people can step up and get
advice. Who wants to hear from the doc? We're taking numbers. I'm giving out numbers right now.
Oh my gosh, we could do that. I have so many ideas.
Should we charge?
No. Well, you could do almost like a nickel, right? And we can.
A nickel.
Hold on. Wait. Let's do $1.
Okay.
And it's all for Make-A-Wish.
That's it. No, let's come on.
Let's go, right?
And you have great ideas, Blair.
Oh well, that's what happens when you sit here and talk to yourself for 8 hours a day.
I don't know how you do it. Listen, I try to put it out there that I'm shy. I'm not really, but I like to, lower the bar so that when I come across that folks like, wow, for a shy guy, he's really doing this.
Yeah, no, it's funny. All right, so our other pair has arrived. Do you want to run down the TOC update really quick?
Yeah, it's looking like Belmo may get away with this. Turner just left. Is that the 36910 or the 3610? Yeah, 3610. So Belmo's up by 5.
What a run Belmo's had in this tournament, right?
Was he like 54th during qualifying and then made a huge jump into the top 17?
It's nuts.
And that match, Hillman Troop, was just amazing.
Was this last night? Because I missed last night.
Yeah, it was last night. Kyle needed the first 2.
Okay.
He Brooklyn the first shot and came back and made a better shot and wrapped 10.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. Belmo got away. Yep. It is a 5-pin match, both on spares. going into the 10th frame.
Folks, turn on Fox.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
Sterner's up first, so let's see what he does with his first 2 balls. Come on, kid.
Don't.
Yes! I'm
Don't.
sorry, guys. I just got excited.
Yeah, well, you
Josh got the
should
front.
because Joss has strike,
All right.
spare, 6-bagger.
Yeah, strike, spare, 6-bagger. We need it.
This is without his
He didn't get this hug today. This kid here.
Yeah, he's over 3 on starting squads this weekend.
That's why we've been struggling. Like, he knows to come get his Blair hug.
I'm here.
But I tell you what, each time that he gets close to you, like each time that we've been on the TV pair, he's bowled well. We need to like work it out next
I don't
XYC that we
understand.
stay on the TV pair.
Yeah,
I know
there
that
you
wouldn't be fair, but you know, not everything in life is fair,
No,
right?
it's true.
This is the truth.
It is true, but I'm unsure of why Joss doesn't have his morning routine in order.
Yeah.
We need to discuss
Yeah,
this.
I mean, we've had many conversations about it, Blair, but you know what? It's only so much you can do as a dad.
It's true.
Sometimes you got to leave them to their own devices, and then they find out what works and what doesn't, and then hopefully they'll make the decision to go with what works more times than not. Come on.
That's good advice there.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're watching also Garrett Andrus on lane 5.
This kid here, Texas native, right?
How good?
Just super good. You
And
talk
every
about
time I see him, he gets better. Like his
And-
legs are more
and
engaged.
growing. He's strong, you know, down low,
Yeah, he's going to the tour.
and super poised. You know, kid, super poised. We've seen him. I believe it was a PBA junior that they had like back-to-back roll-offs, 9th to 10th roll-offs,
man.
and he just showed up and won.
Yeah, and he's an SYC champ too. And
Yep, that's it.
Belmo,
That's it. He
I
wraps
love
it up.
everyone cheering on Belmo. I need to
Yeah.
take a picture of this.
Yeah.
But Josh just left. He's funny.
Hopefully Belmo's strike there. That should have solidified the win. Yeah, it did.
That's
That puts
awesome.
him in the 220s already.
So we also have Mr. Thomas Bedour, which I'll have to look and see if we have some bias on this one because I don't know these youth athletes as well. Thomas
He
Bedour.
just banged out on a double now.
Jaden Bowders on this pair.
Stretch, come on, kid. Let's
Joss
go.
is killing it still.
Yep, I tell you, anytime he's near Blair, I don't know what's wrong with this guy.
I don't know. I can't help him. Mason Ballard is on this pair. He's on lane 5. Let's
These
see.
have to be U18.
I'm
Yeah, because
thinking.
Garrett is out here.
Yeah. So and then we also have. I said Thomas, Jaden Bowder,
Joshua
Morgan, Drake
Yeah.
Durflinger's on this pair.
Drake is Trey's big brother.
Yep.
Both of them are super talented. We've seen
These
Joshua's
kids.
from the, I think, Murfreesboro, Tennessee area.
Yeah.
You know, we
he
do.
is. He's
Yeah.
Taylor's older brother.
We do the NYTBC, our national team event in September.
Nice.
And this year we ran a special like side tournament where it was like a strike fest.
Nice.
And Joshua won it. My wife actually happened to sponsor that event. I think we gave away like either $250 or $500 for the winner of that. So it was a fun tournament. And Joshua, he's super talented.
He is super
throws a
talented.
strong ball.
He is tough, and he has made his little sister tougher too.
Oh,
'cause
there's
she
no
is-
doubt
she
about
is
it.
like-
There's
she
no
does-
doubt
This
about it.
this little girl is like 4 feet tall. Oh, not even 4 feet tall. How tall is she?
Shit, 3 something, 3'5"
I mean,
maybe.
She's little.
She
and
gets the ball down the lane.
14 pounds, and she won the gold medal on the medium.
She gets the ball down the lane. And I think she and I can't remember
Ellie
who. Maybe
Kate?
Ellie Kate
Yeah.
won Eagles
Oh,
at the
Yeah,
Open
they did.
this past year.
Yeah, they're tiny but mighty. That's their
Yeah.
nickname.
Yep.
So, tell you what,
Okay, Tom.
Josh just struck, so he's living up to his strike derby name.
Let's go. Let's go, Joshua.
Yeah. And Mateo, your pair is gonna finish. They're
They're-
gonna leave you.
Yeah, I see.
Do you have to follow them? Do I lose the dock?
Well, let me see. I can.
Well, actually, they're
I can
ahead of their
still
next pair.
Yeah, so we got a minute.
Okay, all right, we got a minute, and then
Yeah,
I'll lose you. Well,
we
when
got a
you need
minute.
to leave, we cannot take the dock away from Joss.
No, we can't do that. What are we talking about in the comments? Okay.
Someone says that Thomas is from the Austin area. Oh,
Okay.
that's good to know. All right, let me look up Thomas. Let's see if let's do the test. U18 boys do not fill out their bios.
Yeah.
Nope, Thomas didn't.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
Austin is cool. That's where Clara's from.
Technology is something else. You were able to pop that up like bing, bing, bing. Like you're super fast.
Well, you know, I try.
It's what you do. It's what you do.
I'll tell you what, the SY season and all the podcasts we do have made me better at computers.
Clearly
that's
you're
for sure.
fantastic.
Oh, you're too kind. So you're fantastic too. Now, I believe we have a big announcement coming out this week.
Yes.
And we have to line up our Morning Bolt show. I have to talk to Gary, but I believe it'll maybe be this week.
Fingers crossed.
Yes, and so everyone stay tuned for a big announcement.
Big.
It's huge.
As big as they come.
I love it.
This should be a game changer for the bowling industry.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Folks on both the sports side of the equation and the game. You know, people have that conversation whether or not bowling is a game or a sport.
Yeah.
You know, how about both? You know,
and if it used to be a sport for you, and now it's a game, because that's what Gary and I talk about a lot. Like, and that's a whole mental thing in itself.
It all is.
I need to come and visit you because it was a sport for me.
Yes.
It's not a sport anymore.
Not anymore. Yeah.
And now I'm struggling
because you don't have the time. Right?
I don't, and it's like, and when I show up to a tournament, I still am mad because I'm like, I know I can do it, but I can't.
Well, so I'm so glad you brought that up. So Joss has been working on different releases and doing different things with his elbow in terms of trying to keep it in. And this is a recent development that like over the last month or so. And again, Joss, like so many of these other kids, are, you know, they're perfectionists. They want to master something right away, and they even expect to master it. And that is not a realistic expectation.
Josh strikes again, for the record.
Josh strikes again. We could put that on
there you go.
A T-shirt or something. I hope he does more of that, right, to the rest of the way.
Well, I being here may have helped him. I don't know.
I know. I got you, Cam. I got you. Come on. So he's been working on that, and yet, you know, he hasn't had the best tournament. Like the first two blocks didn't go our way at all.
Well, because he forgot his pre-shot routine.
He forgot his hugs. And in addition to not getting his hugs, like he was being very hard on himself because he doesn't have mastery over this new release, right? And so we talk about, again, giving yourself grace. You know, if you don't have the time to work on something the way that you once did, you can't have the expectation that you're going to be as good as you were.
It's hard.
And when you're learning a new skill, you can't. That's inside. You can't expect. You can't expect to be great at it. We'll take the 278. You can't expect to be great at it yet, but it's coming, right? You know, but you gotta give yourself grace. You gotta give yourself, you know, and be realistic about what your expectations are. And so I think the same can be said for folks that were once. This was a sport for you, and you did it very competitively, and now you've transitioned to it being a game. You know, there's some lessons that you can learn even in that. Wow, nice break, Mason.
Well, the other thing that is interesting, and Clara brought it up yesterday, and I never have thought of it like this, but it's very true. So take Joss, for example. Joss doesn't have many weekends off from the sport that he chooses to play, right?
Right.
And so Clara was talking about some of her students that sometimes she forces them to take a break because she's like, we can't make a physical game change when you're competing every weekend. Because like you said, Joss's expectation is still there.
That's right.
To excel, and he just learned this new skill, and he's like, I mastered it, except you didn't. So she was talking about how difficult, especially for the youth players, because there are so many opportunities to bowl, and sometimes you have to say no, which is even harder.
That's one option. The other option is to, like I was saying, reshape your expectations around it. So I mean, it's a choice. You can either take the break while you're working and you're implementing new skills till you gain a certain level of mastery, or if you want to keep working at it, know that there's going to be a dip in your performance. Like you're not going to be able to perform at that same level, and so you have to not have the same expectations. Like you can want it, but to expect it and then to get down on yourself as a result of not being able to execute in the manner in which you're trying, that makes it difficult. And then it can become like quicksand.
and it's the parents too, right?
Yes,
So
so much
if a
so.
youth player, and really if you're a parent, because when I, back in the day, when I used to coach a little bit, I would always 100% of the time want to talk to the parents
Yes.
about what I was working on. And sometimes they would be like, "I'm not a bowler, I don't
Yeah.
understand." I go, "Yeah,
Yeah.
but you're gonna watch them more than I will."
That's right.
And so if you are a parent, have the conversation with the
Yep.
coach, find out what they're working
That's
on,
right.
and then find out what. And you don't have to have your youth athlete there with the conversation, right?
True.
Like you
True.
can go.
In fact, it may be better to not have them there for some of the conversations.
Right, like, hey, coach, we're gonna go bowl this SYC. You just changed something.
Yeah.
What am I? What are we gonna be doing here? And then the parent, because if a parent comes in and they think, oh, we've invested a lot of
Yes.
money into some coaching.
Yes.
We've invested a lot of money in some tournaments, and they don't have the best of all tournaments.
Yes.
There's a little disappointment on both sides,
There,
right?
there for sure is, and
Yeah.
I don't think that we give enough attention to that side on the
Yeah.
parenting side. So that's part of what we're doing with Apex.
Yeah.
We're able to help not only parents but also coaches, in
Yeah.
addition to the athletes, to again have to set the right expectations. It's good to level set, right?
Right.
In parents, a lot of parents that are out here, like because of how outstanding these kids are,
Oh, yeah.
there's almost the assumption that their parents are bowlers too, or that they bowled at a high level. But so many parents, I don't know what the percentages are, but they don't bowl.
No,
they
yeah.
couldn't do what their kids are
Yeah.
doing. So there's a certain technical and physical aspect of the game that they just don't get and
Right.
don't understand. But what they can get and understand is more the mental side.
True.
But they have to be willing to put in the time. And that, from our perspective, is where parents can help the kids the most.
I agree.
Yeah.
It was funny because I bring up, my parents bowled,
Uh-huh.
but we're not bowlers, right? They loved it.
Yeah.
They loved the game. They would bowl Saturday night in a fun league with one of my friends, and my dad would come to tournaments.
Uh-huh.
Like I bowled the JTPA series in Ohio,
Yeah.
which is a legendary
Yep.
tour. Like great tournament, great players come out of it, and he would, and I loved it. He wanted me to just go and bowl, right? And so
Uh-huh.
he would go and find a quiet space and
Okay.
work.
Okay.
And then if I made the cut, he'd come watch.
Yeah.
But it was like, and that even inspired me more because I'm like, okay, Dad's gonna come watch if
Yeah.
I actually make the cut.
Yeah.
And then I would be like, okay, I want to make the cut today because I want him to come watch.
Yeah.
Like he's not gonna waste his time on qualifying. Like
It's funny what these parents do to help motivate their
Right,
kids and
yeah.
inspire them, and kids have no idea.
yeah. So he would just work, and I mean usually it was like he was in the restaurant or the the closed bar,
Uh-huh,
and everyone
uh-huh.
everyone would be like, "Where's your dad?"
And did you prefer him to be
Oh, I
up
loved
close
it.
and personal?
Oh no! So I loved in qualifying. Usually I was trying to figure out
Okay.
stuff,
Okay.
and I definitely think that you always want to turn around and blame someone. You always want to turn around
Not
and
yourself, right? Now
oh
you wouldn't want to blame
no,
yourself.
not when
Okay.
you're a kid.
Yeah,
When
yeah,
you're
yeah.
a kid, you're like, man, I want to blame. I don't want to be making the decisions here.
Yep. Yep.
So, but it was good for me because he really couldn't have helped me. Like he wasn't a
Right.
bowler, and he didn't like I don't want to say he didn't. He didn't want to learn
Uh-huh.
everything that it took.
Right.
Like he just wanted to watch me and
Right.
cheer me on.
Right. And,
and
that way it
support
was
me.
low stress. He didn't have to add any additional
Oh, yeah.
pressure, and
And
I'm
it's
sure that worked for
hard.
you.
This
Yeah.
sport is hard, like all the lane
It
patterns
really is.
and
It
everything.
is.
So he would drive me places,
Mhm,
and my mom
mhm.
would too, and they would take me, and but it was great for me. It
Dad
was
knew
great
his
for me.
limitations.
Oh,
You know,
totally,
it's
yeah.
it's nothing like parents knowing their limitations. And like for me, again, I keep going back to the anecdotal stuff with Josh, and knowing your limitations. Like
Yeah.
I'm a recreational league bowler. I bowl nationals, but I've never bowled at this level
Right.
on a lot of sports shots.
Right.
You know, so I knew that there was just a certain level that was beyond me. And so
Right.
after we got to that point,
You're
I
like,
couldn't be his
okay.
coach
Yeah.
from the physical, technical aspect,
Right.
and so we knew we need to get him with with a high level physical, technical
Right.
coach. And fortunately, there's ample in the Chicagoland
Oh,
area. But what he gets on a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week basis is the mental coaching. you know, because both myself and my wife are psychologists, and so like Josh has no excuse for
you
his
should be a
mental
good
and
mental
emotional game to be okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so here's Michael. He says, I think as a junior, I was too far the other way. Really badly blamed myself and tended to dig myself into a hole, right? So, yeah, so you have all different things, and we see it with the kids.
Yeah.
There's some kids that just, you see them going internal, and
Yeah.
you're like, man, come on, get yourself out. Like, you can do it.
And
Like,
it's work to do that.
Yeah.
And so the work requires practicing. Like you got to practice pulling yourself out. You have to know what your triggers are and know how to not get yourself going down that rabbit hole, right? And then if you're going down it, how to stop it and then bring yourself back up. And there are skills and tools that folks can learn pretty easily.
Yeah.
And so we're looking forward to helping people with that.
So before I let you go, because you do need to move on.
I do.
But what I wanted to, I think it was last SYC. I was talking to someone. Oh, it was Curtis Woods. He was in the booth, and we were talking about his daughter Ashton. And
yeah, Ashton's so exceptional.
So exceptional.
Team USA, Team Junior USA, right?
Team USA, going to Wichita.
Yep.
But we were talking about Ashton played softball first. She was way into softball, right? And I think something that is not talked enough about in bowling specifically is that it's okay to have multiple coaches.
Yes.
So in softball, you have a hitting coach.
Yep.
You have a like just all player coach.
Yep.
You have a mental coach. You have all these different types of coaches, right? And as coaches in the sport of bowling, I think it's important that, like a parent, you know your limitations, right? And so I think it's really exciting that, you know, having a mental game coach and a physical game coach, and then having a pro shop operator, like that's your team.
It sure
like,
is.
Build your
it
team
sure
of
is.
coaches, and that's where you're really gonna
Blair,
go
you're
to the next level.
you're so smart. When
no,
you say building a team, though, there's what's implied in that is that it's a coordinated team.
Yes.
It's a team that's having dialogue, that they're talking about.
Right.
They know what they're working on, and they're doing
100%.
that together.
Yeah.
You know, and they're not, you know, there's not this push pull. Right?
Exactly, and that's what I don't like it when there is sometimes in situations where I hear kids talk about, like, you know, like coach battles a little bit.
Yeah, there's
right?
some ego that's in that equation that's unfortunate.
Yeah, so it's okay. Like, I think as a community, it's okay to have a strength.
That's
right?
for sure.
I mean, geez, like we have a little SYC team, and everyone brings their little strength to it.
That's right.
And that's what makes it, like, you know, and honestly, the parents and the kids, you guys are part of the SYC team because you guys give us feedback, and we go, yeah, that's a good idea. Let's do it.
Thank God for that. That again, SYCs and SPI in general is very innovative and forward-thinking and looking to see what you know, what the community needs, and looking to step in those gaps. And so, like, we're excited to be a part of that. Unfortunate.
Yeah. All right. Well, I do have to let you go, which I'm sad about.
Yes. But it's been fun.
I know, and we get to talk to you more, and everyone, you're going to be hearing from Dr. Weems more, and I can't wait.
Yes.
And,
wait for the announcement.
So your young man just forgot his spare ball on this pair. I'm just telling you.
He figured he wasn't going to need it. He was just going to keep striking it. He started with the front two, and then
mental tool.
You know what? Maybe if it is, it's one that he developed all on his own. Well, listen, Storm Nation, it's been fantastic speaking with you guys again.
I'm gonna bring you up full screen so people can see your face.
Hey.
So this is Dr. Weems. You're gonna be hearing from him a lot more. Stay tuned for a cool announcement this week. And thank you for being in the
Blair.
booth.
All right, we'll talk to you soon.
We'll see you later. All right, so we do have a little bit of not a break. I don't want to say a break, but Some of the pairs are quicker than others. So you're watching 5 and 6 finish up. 7 and 8 will be coming down. Here shortly, we see Mr. Josh Morgan stepping up on lane 5. Here. I do believe that either Steph or Clara, I think, is coming back in this game. Good shot by Josh. Mr. Mason here, Mason Ballard. I like his outfit today. His pants match his jersey perfectly. He planned this. All right, Mason Ballard. Let's see, bio. Mason did not fill out his bio. That's all right. It's a cool outfit. It makes up for it. We learned Thomas is from the Austin area. You get to see Thomas step up here. He's on lane 6. He's a pretty solid game going, but he went double, unfortunately open, turkey, and then a split. So we need to get back on the strike train here, Thomas, because that train is rolling. Jeremy giving the updates from the TOC. I do get to see it. It's right to my right. I love it. So I get to watch bowling and watch bowling. It's the best day ever. There's all kinds of bowling. And if you are bored with the SYC, which how could you be bored with the SYC? We have the best kids in the country. Some of them competing this weekend. Just great learning going on. But if you're like, man, I need a break from SYC, Beat the Champs is also on our YouTube channel and our Facebook page. And you can watch that, like I said. But Stephanie, I did just see Stephanie. She came over and she's like, "What happened?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I know. Our pairs got really off down here." But I think what'll happen now is, unfortunately, we're gonna have 7 and 8 bowling. And we're going to have a break with 5 and 6. So before, I'm going to mute myself so the sound will not go out here. But I want to adjust this camera that I have over here because I want to just show 7 and 8. Because we're going to have some people bowling and some people not bowling. So give me a minute. I'll be right back. All right, so we are back, and I officially have multi-cameras going on. Steph came by. Oh, okay. So I think we're good. Check with Steph and see which one wants to do it. Yeah. We got multiple people wanting to come in the booth. We have so many booth people. All right, so now I have 2 cameras. We got this camera and this camera. So if we have a little break, we'll be set. But we're gonna finish watching 5 and 6. All right, so Mason here. Mason has been working hard this game. He is clean going for this 8-pin here. I'm sorry. Is that a 5-pin? That's a 5-pin. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. I've been calling too much action this weekend. Mason covers the 5-pin with ease and is still clean. Hard work. Hard work being clean here. We have our next pair. They're bowling. This pair is James Jerhobel III, William Smith, Austin Getz, Aaron Durr, Weston Griffin, and Logan Frischman, which Logan has been having a fantastic tournament this weekend. Our scores are live on Bold Metrics, as live as they can be. As you can see, the pairs are not in sync, so some are in game 4, some are in game 5. Ask the mom. Yeah. So we'll see Mr. Garrett Andrus here. Garrett was clean leading into 8. He has an open. Stephanie is joining me in the booth. Watch the headset. Sorry for the crash, everyone.
Might want to turn that around.
Hey, Steph.
What's up? Whoa, that's loud.
Dude, it's all right. Sorry about that. Steph is coming in hot.
What's up?
Yeah, it got a little wonky down here. I'm not sure what happened.
So I do.
Okay, good.
25, 26, 27, 28, one of those pairs over there. Major approach issues. Couple girls fell.
Oh, no.
The guy was spending a lot of time trying to clean it or whatever.
Oh.
And it's way worse down there. There's literally a whole game off. So
Oh, dear. Okay.
where, they're starting game
That makes sense.
4 on 7 and 8. And now,
Okay.
of course, we're still finishing 3
Yeah, I got
on 5 and 6.
I knew nothing because all I saw was some people came and some didn't. I'm like, this
That's
is
why
new.
I peeked in. I'm like, what game is this?
Yeah.
'Cause down there, it's 3.5.
Yeah.
Over here, it's 4. So
Hey, listen, I could sit here all day because I got the TOC on right there.
I know.
I got bowling in front of us. I
This is
told the
awesome.
fans that if they don't want to watch us, Beat the Champs is going on too, so they can just go and leave us and go watch
Yeah.
a different
There's a
one
lot
on
going
YouTube.
on.
There's so much going on. So I'm not offended if you don't watch me today because there's a lot of bowling. Or I should say I'm not offended if you don't watch the SYC bowlers because that's really why they're here.
I think Belmo just won again, right?
I heard that rumor.
Okay.
Well, actually, I saw that happen. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be weird. Like, yeah. So I see you have books.
OMG. So
Are you starstruck a little bit? Like handshaking?
I was chatting with a parent about their daughter.
Yeah.
And I saw this little kid walking up. He had some books in his hand, and I was like, oh, my God, that's him.
Yeah.
I said, wait, before you say anything. We were talking about you all morning on the stream about your books and your life and how amazing you are.
Yeah.
I said, are those for me? He goes, of course. I guess his mom was listening.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's fun.
And I said, well, I need you to sign them for me. He goes, I already did.
Oh,
And it was so
that's
adorable.
Awesome.
I have to show the world.
Here, that's the camera right there. Yeah.
So
Let me make it a little bigger. I'm sorry, everyone that's actually watching bowling. We'll come back for the 10th frame. I promise. This is why they leave us. This is why they're going to Beat the Champs.
this is the first book,
Yes.
Bowling Buddies.
You have the original.
And I have a bookmark.
What?
And it is signed to me and my family.
That's
so that is
fun.
so cute.
My goodness.
I just can't wait. My
Yeah.
son is going to read these. And I gave him an idea. I said, well, what's
Ooh.
number 5? You got to keep it going.
Yeah.
I said, I got an idea.
Yeah.
Said, throw it out there to the world to give you an idea, a concept of book number 5. And if you pick their topic or theme or whatever you want to call it, they become a character in your book. So now
no
your team is
way.
going to be a team of 4,
Oh, I love
another girl or
that.
another boy or
Yeah.
whatever. And they're like the added buddy in your book. Maybe they make a cameo because
Yeah.
it's just for that edition.
Yeah.
But I said that'd be kind of cool, and get your name out there, and people can start paying attention to your books. And his mom is actually a publisher. So that totally makes sense that she can do all that stuff. So good to know those types of people if I decide to write a book someday.
There you go. Yeah, absolutely. Well, and what's fun about it is like his mom is a publisher, but she's not trying to make $1 million off these books. Like if you go on Amazon right now and look up Bowling Buddies,
I think it was $6 or something. I was literally going to buy them.
Just go buy them, people. But yeah, no,
100%.
You have an autographed copy, man. That's gonna be worth a lot of money someday.
One of a kind to me. It was so cute. He was like kind of nervous to give it to me, and I said, "Oh my God, you're still bowling! I was going to go talk to you when you were done." Of course, you know I don't want to ever be that person to interrupt or anything like that. So super cute.
So so now you're in the Bowling Buddies crew.
Maybe I'm going to be in the next book.
You might.
I might be their coach. I'm like, who knows?
There is a character named Claire in the 4th Bowling Buddies. I'm just saying.
Claire.
Yeah.
Like Blair Claire.
And Barry.
Cool.
And Rianne. I think it's Rianne. I can't remember the name of it. But so maybe we may be characters.
That is so fun.
I love it. It's like my favorite thing ever.
You're a character without really being a character.
Isn't it awesome?
You know?
I know. I'm like, anyway. So we were so happy when, anyway, it came out of COVID. Another great thing comes out of COVID, right? Like,
so fun.
Yeah. So
and then you find that you're actually kind of good at it.
Yeah.
You just kind of
he's really
keep
good
it
at
going.
it. And so anyway, so Bowling Buddies. This is my plug for the greatest books on earth.
That is adorable.
I'm like, well, and you're 10 years old, right? Like
totally adorable.
I'm like, you're 10 and you wrote 4 books. Like, go play outside. Go do something. Like, I mean, it's awesome. So, all right. So
what do we got going on now?
We have 2 pairs finishing, 1 pair not. So I'm gonna change cameras because we're probably gonna have another break. I think because I don't see anyone.
Yeah, I think it might have all caught up. But
yeah, so we're gonna be talking about 7 and 8 in a minute. Let's finish up 5 and 6.
Okay.
Which I'm looking up So Garrett, this is this pair. So Thomas Badur, he shot 193.
Okay.
Drake Durflinger.
Now this is U18 down here, correct?
U18 boys
have made the turn.
Yep, 181. Josh Jaden Bauer, 186. So this pair actually turned out to be a little tricky for these guys because these guys were like, I mean, they're 200 bowlers,
sure,
easily, and I don't know what they bowled before this because this bowl metrics is a little wonky too right now, which I explained to everyone at home. We're not missing scores,
right? It's
pairs
just
are not done.
It's literally almost a game behind on some of in the middle of the center.
Yeah.
So just be patient.
Yeah. Although
nothing's wrong necessarily, other than the pace is just off.
Yeah. Although it looks like maybe bowlers are coming. Maybe 3 and 4. I have no idea.
Yeah, I can't tell if they're waiting to bowl or if they're waiting to move.
Right.
But
well, Garrett just shot 196. Good job, Garrett.
But anyway.
We digress.
Anyway.
Yes. And look at this tough game that our friend Mason has had on the letter F. He has been working hard.
That's going to be a hard-earned, hopefully 200 game, but 190 maybe.
Yeah.
But that's where the spares make the difference.
Yes.
He misses a couple of those, and you're in the 160 range.
Yeah. I mean, he had a 5 spare. Like, that's not easy. And there goes.
There we go. Striking. There we go.
Yeah. He threw in a double in the middle just to throw off his spare game.
Let's take a selfie, Blair.
Okay.
Because why not, people?
Yeah, you always stop for selfies. Why not, right? It's so funny. My neighbors are texting me. They have my dog, but they're watching bowling. So they're like so excited right now because they're not bowlers.
Yeah,
so
but
it's
like
on. They're like, oh my goodness, they're throwing a storm ball. I'm like, yeah.
Well, I mean, we're guaranteed to have one of them in the finals, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Bello versus Simo.
Yes.
And then versus EJ.
Yes.
So
let's go.
I love a good match, right? You want to see some good bowling. We all have our favorites, and maybe one of them will win.
Yeah, it was fun. The kids were all around here when Belmo was on the close match earlier.
Yes,
They were
the
like,
opening match I think was probably the closest.
Yeah, they were
so
all
far.
around this TV like, oh, what's gonna happen?
What's going on?
Yeah. So yeah, so 3 and 4 is bowling. Huh.
Okay, cool. Well,
All right. Maybe 5 and 6 will be right behind them. I don't know. I have no idea.
we'll just have to wait and see
Yeah.
how it all unfolds.
Yeah. And here is Mason with a turkey.
Wow.
And what a game. Mason 210. He's like,
That
was hard.
earned for sure.
Yeah, but that was a really solid game, Mason. Wait, you should be very proud of yourself. I'm going to change my other camera for a second. So we're going to watch this pair, which I can't even remember if I did introduce them. So it is James Drehobel III, William Smith, Austin Getz, Aaron Durr, Weston Griffin, and Logan Frischman, which Logan has been on the medal stand a few times this weekend.
So how are we doing standing-wise with if it's after game 2?
Yeah, let's...
'Cause I know some people are still finishing up, game 3.
It's just so tricky. Let's look. Let's see here. Let's look at U18 boys because I think that's what we're watching.
I think so, yeah.
So, actually, oh yeah, it's about half. Okay, so unfortunately, I can't sort by game though.
Yeah,
it's kind
so
of
it
just
may.
autumn. But I can tell you that
And this is overall, correct?
Mhm. Brian Bash Jr. has averaged 256 for 3 games.
Wow.
So that's a lot.
Yeah, William Jewell right behind him.
233 average. Yeah. 228 for Josh Maslonic. Trevor Ashby, 226. Yeah, the U18 boys are striking.
Yes.
That's my observation.
Yes.
So it takes a minute to get down to the negatives.
Yeah.
U18, let's see what total. Now, don't quote me, anybody, but Jacob Neubauer. And I believe all of his scores are in.
So now what we're looking at right now is overall.
Yeah, so this
far.
is champion. So Jacob Neubauer
This is to win,
not
just on the squad.
Right. He's 20 pins ahead of William Jewell, the third. Logan Frischman is in third currently, I believe. So, still tight, though.
Yeah. You just never know.
Yeah.
I mean, you really just never literally know with a couple games left.
Yeah, and let me look at the girls. So, the girls, a lot of them, oh, yeah, we're missing half. And some of those are in the top, so I don't really want to comment on the U18 girls right now.
Mm-hmm.
U15 boys, let's look at them. Man, yeah, these are, we just got a lot. There's a lot going on, people.
Yeah. Again, out of our control. I mean,
yeah.
The pace of play is just off today, so.
It was off yesterday, too, and it happens, like this tournament, some pairs had 5, some pairs had 6, so that doesn't help anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
That all adds up at the end of the day.
Yeah. Who's their B-bowler on this pair? They've got a string going.
And the E-bowler.
So I believe William Smith is our B-bowler, the lefty. The lefty up to bowl right
there he
goes.
now.
Yeah, he's got a cool jersey on. It's supporting lots of causes.
Yeah, all the different ribbons. It always makes you wonder, I can't read it from here, but if there's people that he knows affected by each of them.
Yeah.
We got Simo and Belmo up here.
Oh, nice shot by Mr. Lefty, the lefty, William Smith.
Yeah.
From Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Him and Weston Griffin are buds. They travel together. Their parents co-parent together.
Oh, that's
no,
fun.
I mean, I joke, because, when you're at these long events, you need a parent
look out
friend,
for each other.
right? Like, you need someone that's, wrangling the boys and, Joss and Mateo, they're
keeping everything in check.
Yeah. Good shot there on lane 7. That was a nice shot by Austin Getz, I believe.
Let's see.
Austin Getz.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, is it not mandatory to have your name
It's not. No.
It's just optional.
Yeah, the jerseys are mandatory, or some kind of collared. Like, they could wear polos if they want, just something a little professional, and pants, but they don't have to wear names on the back if they don't choose to. Yeah. We're relaxed.
A little more relaxed
at the SYC. We're like, yeah, come have fun. Because
look presentable.
Yeah.
Like you want to be here and you put some effort into it.
Exactly.
You didn't just roll out of bed.
No, and the SYC, the cool thing about the SYC is you have youth athletes that this is their very first big tournament, and you have youth athletes that they're on Junior Team USA. So you have the full range of like, hey, I'm getting my feet wet just to see where I stand. Yeah. And we love that. We're like, come and bowl, please. Yeah. So, I mean, we love when people, it's their first SYC. That's great.
It's kind of, you have to start somewhere. Yeah. And that's what I tell a lot of people. You just have to jump in, and it may be head first, but you just have to test the waters and kind of see, where you fall and maybe some of your weaknesses, what you need to work on. There's always a takeaway. There always is. Yeah. Even if you're the best of the best, there's always something to take away. Oh, look. Twinsies, 7 and 8.
Yeah. Oh, I don't want to
Not in a good way. But twinsies.
It is twinsies. They're like, you followed me.
Ooh. Well, yeah. Weston didn't get any. Let's see if we can at least hit a couple here.
2. All right. Not twinsies on the count. No. But it's all right. All right. So Simo and Belmo, they're on the TOC if you're bored with us.
Yeah, still neck and neck, though.
Actually, they could keep us on. Keep us on your phone and turn on your TV. That's what you're good.
And if they want to mute us, that's fine.
Yeah, we are happily muted. Yeah, I get it. I'm fine. Just watch the kids. Watch the kids bowl.
Yeah.
Our next pair is coming in. You're going to get a whole bunch of bowlers.
Yeah, and see, even just right here, we're 7 frames off.
Yeah.
So there's obviously something still going on that it's just
the 5 and 6 is going to be the last pair to be bowling.
The cross of 5 and 6, the pair down there.
Oh yeah.
The cross will probably be behind. But
now this is game. Now I'm confused. So they're finishing game 4.
Yep, and they're starting game 4.
Okay.
Yep.
Got it. I got it for 5 minutes. All right, here comes B. William Smith.
Can he do it?
We'll have to see. Ooh. Jason just left a nasty 10-pin at the TOC.
Oh, I did not see that. I mean,
Oh.
I'll tell you what, with that kind of angle, woof.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a big wrap 10.
That ball goes sideways. My ball never does that. I mean, I'm not sure why. I have a lot of hand.
Yeah.
But
like, come on. I mean, even like Weston there, that 7-pin was brutal too. Like
lofting the left gutter is not my forte.
Really? I would never have thought that.
Ever.
Yeah.
I think my nose actually starts to bleed if I play that far left. And nobody has time for that.
Oh, dang it. The William Smith. I mean, the lefty. Now I'm adding B to everything. Good try, William.
Sending a picture that I'm multitasking here.
Yeah. Michael Heaton says multiple monitors is the best.
Right.
Thank you, Michael, for tuning in and keeping the kids up. It's a day to watch bowling.
Which is awesome.
Best day, right? Well, all we would need was the PWBA tour going, and then we would be completely maxed out on bowling potential.
After or before them.
Yeah.
So that way you can see everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, maybe in a couple frames here, the scores might be updated if everything is kind of back.
I think so. Yeah, it looks like everyone at least is.
Well, they're probably finished. Well, see, I'm not even sure if that's.
That might be game 5.
Actually, look, it says on the top, G4.
Stop.
So that's game 4. 4.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So now
we got this.
So they are done with game 4.
Yeah. They've been trying to help
They're
us out the entire time.
They're
We
an
didn't even know.
entire game ahead of this pair,
Okay, cool.
whereas I thought it was actually game 3. But
It's
not.
okay. Yeah, it's all right. This is we got this. We all got this. We're in it
Yes.
together. So, Steph, you talked a little bit yesterday. We're going to introduce the players on 5 and 6 in a minute. Oh, let me just get our big camera back. So, you talked a little bit yesterday about how April is going to be your big month of prepping for the PWBA tour, right? You're already doing a little bit of it.
Yeah.
But what are some of the things, like, if a parent's watching, what would you recommend if like, say that you have a youth athlete that's gearing up for
Junior
gold,
Sure.
right? What are those steps?
So for me personally, and everybody may do it a little differently, I like to really hone in on patterns. I'll spend a week bowling on, let's just say some different medium patterns, really going through my bowling balls and paying attention to kind of how they react off of each other.
Yeah.
I think listening and watching, that's probably a big disconnect with a lot of bowlers as far as, well, I have all these bowling balls, but they don't actually truly know where they fall and what they do. So again, I like to bowl in a lot of different patterns so I can kind of see where those transitions are.
Right.
The following week, maybe bowling on a longer pattern, playing with surfaces. It's really kind of zoning in for me of what are the first 9 balls that I'm going to bring. Technically 8 with my spare ball. And building that well-rounded arsenal that has a combination of the symmetrical, asymmetrical, solid pearl pieces.
Yep.
Because we do have the ability to drill on the PWBA tour because we have the truck that follows us.
Yeah.
But it's also important that I'm not going in expecting that to be the case. I mean, I would love to be able to compete with something that I have if I don't, need something specific for that week.
Right.
But anyway, those options are available to us, which is amazing. So for kids that are preparing for bigger events, I know Junior Gold, I believe, is limited to 5 balls. You can bring as many with you, but you can only check 5. I think it's really important that you kind of have a variety of pieces. You don't ever want to all have pearl balls or all solid balls. Ideally, 2 symmetrical, 2 asymmetrical, 1 solid, 1 pearl kind of option. And just really, truly know when one's not working, what's the go-to. Because that eliminates some of that guesswork.
Yeah.
And then you're not fishing 5, 6 frames a game trying to quote unquote figure it out,
Right.
as opposed to kind of being ahead of it, I think that's the biggest challenge in our sport in general. And it doesn't matter if you're bowling Junior Gold, PBA, PWBA, League. I mean, goodness gracious, transition happens no matter what you're bowling.
Yeah. And it's not fun.
Yeah, and it's just a fact of the matter.
Yeah.
Like, the transition's going to happen whether we want it to or not.
Right.
So, that's my piece of advice when people are gearing up for events, is to really transition from just bowling to practicing. Going in with a thought of, we're going to practice on a pattern, or we're going to practice using only this ball. And just, making some of those decisions probably easier for you, hopefully later down the road.
Yeah. I love that advice. That is fantastic advice, and I hope kids and parents do listen to it.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's what I do. I think on some level, everybody does that a little differently, but
Sure.
in generally speaking, that's kind of what most people do. Bowling on patterns, drilling different balls, just trying to kind of figure out like what balls you like.
Yeah.
Because there's no magical ball.
No.
Ever.
They wish there was.
So, I know a lot of the kids have multiple different pieces that they bring with them. And sometimes it works against them.
Yeah.
Because it's too many options.
Right.
When I went and bowled the San Antonio, the Texas Queens, because I'm going through a fit change, I only had 5 balls.
Right.
So I brought all of them, of course. And I forgot how helpful that was
Yeah.
to only have what I had.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, 'cause
wasn't
you're
thinking
not-
of, oh, the ball in the trunk,
Yeah.
or, oh, I should have brought this ball from home.
Right.
That wasn't an option to me.
Yeah.
So I played with what I had.
And you did great, right?
Made it work.
Yeah.
It was great because that was one less variable that I had to actually try to sift through.
I would agree with that 100%. The best tournament I ever had was when I truly knew my arsenal. I truly knew these are the balls I have.
When this doesn't work, this
right.
is usually the go-to.
Yeah, and I actually I worked with Hank, and really I told him,
Tried to
listen,
build.
I like to play up the boards. I know that sometimes that is not how you're supposed to play them, but I like to play up the boards. And having that open conversation really allowed me, like, he built an arsenal that's like, okay, when you feel like you need something earlier, this is your ball. When you need something to go a little longer, this is your ball. And I saw those stepping stones. So if you are a player, you cannot do what Stephanie does and what Jason Belmonte does.
Yeah.
And like, you just can't. Like you can play where Jason's playing.
You have to still be true to who you are and what
Right.
you're capable of doing.
Right.
When you start to try to manipulate ball reaction, it typically just goes downhill.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to make something happen that maybe isn't ever going to happen.
Right.
And then your body's doing weird things. You're
really uncomfortable.
You're changing up your physical game.
Your nose may be bleeding.
Yeah, and it strips on the approach. It's just not good.
Yeah.
But
Gets on your jersey. Like, it's not good.
it's just not good.
Yeah.
So, it's, again, sometimes the lane is not asking for what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
And you do have to step outside your comfort zone.
You do. Yes.
And that's where having balls to help you do that,
Right.
Is very beneficial.
Right. And knowing which balls are your get out of, like for me, I always like to have a get out of jail free card. Like, I know, okay, I have an IQ tour. I can go to my IQ tour and I cannot split. I may not strike, but I will not split.
Sometimes there are events, and maybe today,
Yeah.
where you just feel like, I just have to manage the pocket.
Yeah.
I just have to hit the pocket. And listen, I may leave a flat 10.
Give me the 10 pin.
I may leave a 4-pin
Yeah.
where you're close.
Right.
Right? Your ball reaction's close.
And make your spares.
That's
and move
way
on.
better than being lost.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Because if you're lost and then you're spraying the ball and then you're switching balls every other shot, it's just disaster waiting to happen.
Yeah.
And
Or you have, like, as our friend Mike Cynic calls it, an emoji game. And the emoji game is just split. like
the mad face,
yeah,
the
exactly.
cursing face, the poop emoji.
Yeah, especially like if you bowl at South Point, when it literally is like circle and then just
it's huge.
Yeah, and you're like, oh my gosh, I literally have 5 opens in a row.
You're like, can we turn that off? That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I don't need to look up at this.
Yeah,
but so yeah, I agree, and you and Clara talked a lot about knowing what you're bowling against in your within, like, don't score watch, but maybe like just score gauge, right?
Sure.
Where we're at, and then whether
it's just super important to be aware.
Yeah.
Of maybe what the pace is, sort of.
Exactly. Right. And then managing the
and
pocket.
then it's like,
Yeah.
hey, do I just need to manage the pocket here and play it safe?
Right.
Or do I need to take a risk here if I want to make some moves?
Right. And don't worry about the outliers either. Like William Smith here, right? He's having a stellar game. Now I could look up and see, let's see what he's had the other games.
Right. Overall, no one knows probably what he bowled the other 3 games.
Right. Oh yeah. Absolutely not. So U18 boys, William Smith.
I think we got another winner in Belmo, if I'm looking at this correctly. Just split. It's not over, but
Just hold on 1 second, everyone.
time out. Trying to get people to log in to see the scores. But it's kind of a little wonky today with the pace. There's some people starting game 5, and these people are in the 3rd frame of game 4. So for those of you at home trying to refresh, that's what's going on. Lots of people are behind. They had a breakdown on some approach issues in the middle of the center, so it's just kind of been a domino effect for every pair going to that lane.
Sorry.
Causing the issue.
Sorry, we with the scores being so sporadic, we are adding scorekeepers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we're trying
I
to
was kind of explaining to people at home if they're just tuning in that if they're hitting refresh or trying to look at scores, that's why. We got people down here starting game 5.
Right.
These folks are still in the 3rd frame of game 4.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're going to add a couple more scorekeepers to try to overcome the... Because I think we're missing pairs. Because what happens is, like, when it's so different, you miss, like, oh, we didn't get this pair in game 3 or whatever. So we're gonna, and this is like when we have, we try to get the families after 5 games. We want everyone to get on the road really quickly.
Yeah,
so we try to get these scores. I mean,
updated and up.
Even if we have to put them all in, it takes no time at all at the end. But
right,
we usually like.
But this Bowlmetrics system is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, Ted Fossum. He's
shout
fantastic.
out to Ted.
Yeah, he's great. And if you are a tournament director, and you are
awesome.
Like,
I think it saves time on printing. So I don't know how many times you're entering scores manually, like an Excel spreadsheet with all the formulas, which is great.
That's what we used to do.
But if one score is wrong, you have to literally print the whole thing over.
Yeah.
And that's like 18 pages.
So the first year of the SYCs, it was Leanne, our friend Mike Hillman, and myself, and we would literally, by hand, read off all the scores after every game. We would check them. We would put them in a spreadsheet.
Very time consuming.
Sometimes we would have printouts. Sometimes we wouldn't, based on the center. Like here, we can't. The names don't follow the bowlers, so it's just A, B, C, D. So you would have to match up name with. I mean, it's a whole thing. So, Bowlmetrics really has saved a lot of time. So if you are a tournament
person, highly
check
recommend
out Bowlmetrics, and he does packages. Oh, look, and Bowlmetrics is in the chat. There's Ted.
Oh, cool.
Hey, Ted. All right, so he says, while the scoring might be problematic, the scores are better with Block 3, currently averaging 10 and 16 pins above Blocks 2 and 1. I love Bowlmetrics when they give us updates.
Well, and, like, I'm not a data person. Like, I don't thrive off of it by any means, but, like, we need those people. That love it and are always trying to just figure out new ways and new things that are important. And when you pull the profiles of the players and you can see all their data from any tournament that's used it, I mean, that is awesome.
It's so important and so crucial.
Like, I think that's so cool to the point where, like, coaches, you can say, here is
like
almost everything I've played in over the course of the year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
These different centers, these different patterns, these whatever they are.
Right.
And it doesn't lie.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I mean? It doesn't lie.
And, I'm sure when you were planning to go to college, you had to put together your little resume, and you're pulling, like, okay, I think I did this.
You're pulling finishes.
Yeah.
Whereas this pulls the data.
Oh, yeah. And it's
like
and you know average. What pattern? Like, he attaches patterns to the tournaments. Like,
it's just, that's so cool.
It's amazing. So, yeah, if you're, we love Ted. I missed my Ted phone calls. Leanne really works with Ted really a lot closer.
Okay.
For Bowlmetrics now, because, she's doing it, and it's great. But Ted, when you work with Bowlmetrics, you get to talk to Ted too, and he's really smart. So shout out to Ted. And he's like, if something happens on the weekend, you can pick up the phone and go, Ted, like,
what's going on here?
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, I can help you or whatever. So he's great.
It just goes back to knowing the right people.
Amen. All right, so we have not introduced 5 and 6 because of and we have 7 and 8. This is so great. So 5 and 6, we have Christian LaCory, Cole Noble, Isaiah Jackson, Nick Kashidori, Anthony Hornick, Jacob Lasifka.
Okay.
And then
That sounds great.
Yep. And then on lanes 7 and 8, who just arrived, I believe, we have Keegan Alexander, Evan Nowak, Gavin Murray, I think. I don't see Gavin, but Gavin Murray.
We got Dylan over there. Gavin's probably back here.
Okay, Grant Pendergraph, Anthony Pajoni, and that's it.
Okay.
So we have a 5 pair coming up.
And am I correct in thinking Clara wanted to talk? In here?
Yeah, I think, come on in.
There.
We're gonna.
Right there.
We might have you might have to come back though if you're not doing anything after. We'll see if Clara wants to finish out. I don't know what's going on.
4.5, 5.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. So.
Would you like to talk, Miss Clara?
Yeah. Well, so why doesn't Clara come in? She'll probably finish it out. If not, we'll figure it out. We got this. Thank you, Steph.
Bye.
For being here. Thank you for being here this weekend.
Of course.
Everyone at home. Steph, why don't you give a shout out to your social media channels before you leave? Because PWBA Tour is coming up.
Oh my gosh,
People need to follow you.
Yeah, of course. If you're on social media, which you should be.
Well, they are because they're watching.
We got Twitter. We got Instagram, StephanieJ_PWBA. Facebook, Stephanie Johnson Fans. Post lots of videos, lots of just cool things that I think people want to see, you know. But, yeah, I'm always on there. Always trying to engage. So
check her out.
Like to see you there.
Go like her. Whoop, whoop. All right, thanks, Steph. We'll see you. We'll see you later. All right, we are back. I'm joined by Clara. Clara, you're back in the booth.
Yes.
We've got 1 game 4.5 and 1 game 5.
I know it has been a little crazy.
Yeah, it got a little crazy here. But so I'll introduce the players again that we're watching on 5 and 6. I think, maybe. All right, so 5 and 6 is Christian LaCory, Cole Noble, Isaiah Jackson, Nick Cashador, Anthony Hornick, and Jacob Lasifko. And then 7 and 8 is Keegan Alexander, Evan Nowak, Gavin Murray, Grant Pendergraft, and Anthony Pajone. So those are who we're watching.
Keegan's pair is finishing the 5th game.
Yes.
So they're, finishing the tournament, and then we have another pair that is
Gonna
finishing the
come.
4th
Right.
game, and we will still have one more game to go, which is cool.
Yeah, and that is why if you're looking at bowl metrics right now, you may be missing some scores.
Yes.
They're not done.
Yes.
So, because I think 9 and 10 actually. Oh no, they'll have one more game.
They have one more game to go. It's true.
So that's 1 and 2 is going. Oh my goodness, man, it's a little nuts.
It's a little bit confusing. So yeah, the lower end, I think we have some pairs with some, makeups, or we didn't have people like.
Right.
And then the high end, we have full lanes, and it got a little slower from the beginning.
Yeah.
So that's how everything started. So
Yeah.
but now we are here. Some finishing, some almost to finish.
Yeah.
Some good scores. I see lots of high scores again, and then some a little bit not so nice. Some of the kids, as they transition left, they want to now open up their angles and kind of go more around it and have more of a belly, like a small belly kind of shape, and then they lose their carry. Doesn't necessarily look bad. They can hit the packet, but they don't carry as much.
Sure.
So some of them miss that transition, and you could see that, in their faces they're a little bit frustrated because they get a lot of 10 pins and 7 pins. But yeah, in this pattern, you just don't want to lose that shape, and you want to keep migrating left and kind of keep it in front of you, just so you could get those big scores.
Yeah, that's the name of the game today, right?
Yes,
yeah, because
yes.
there have been. We just had William Smith. He shot 277 on this pair. Before that, Josh shot 278. So 7 and 8 has been a nice pair if you could find the hold.
Yeah,
that's the key.
That's the key. And I'm not necessarily saying you cannot swing it. And if
Right.
you have the right, speed and axis rotation and all of that, you cool.
Yeah.
Have a good game. But going from pair to pair, you will not see that, because that friction to the right might not be developed in each pair the same.
Yeah.
Okay? So then, we're seeing Keegan, he's hooking the whole entire lane, but he hasn't had a good day, right?
Yeah.
Like, he hasn't been his
Right.
best performance so far. But now he has a 3-bagger and he's hooking the whole entire lane. So things like that. It might work on 7 and 8, but
Yeah.
maybe not throughout the house.
Yeah, didn't work. Yeah, true.
Surprising. He's such a good player. He's on Team USA, very successful.
Yeah,
But-
but sometimes the tournaments, it just, some tournaments you play better than others.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? Yeah.
And that's the best part of this sport. You could be a world champion one day, and then the next day maybe you don't make the best decisions, or your game, just doesn't feel as sharp, and it just becomes a bad tournament, and it keeps us in it. It's
True.
the challenging sport. The best part of the game.
I mean, if the same person won every week, it'd be boring, right?
It will be boring.
Like TOC, we're getting down here. I think, is this the finals? Are we?
Yes,
Are we
finals.
final? Jason Belmonte
Against EJ Tackett.
Yeah.
Yes, it was a very good match. He had to mark in the 10th to beat Anthony.
Yeah.
He got an unfortunate split in the 9th frame, 6 count, and that kind of gave it away to Jason. And a player like Jason is going to perform, and he's going to mark in the 10th, and he has been in that situation so many times that he knows how to get it done.
Yeah.
He's a great champion, but it's going to be a great match. I think it's cool to see either if EJ can finish this amazing season
What
the
a
way he's
season.
doing it,
Yeah.
and then if we can get the Cinderella story from Belmo starting in
gosh.
50-something place, doing his YouTube channel, everyone following him this week, and then he
Yeah.
makes it to the finals. It's pretty cool. No matter what, it's going to be pretty cool, but definitely it will be nice to see Jason winning.
I
Team
wouldn't
Storm.
put it past Jason to I'm gonna make it really hard for myself this week and
Yes.
just come back and win to make it
Cool story.
exciting, right?
Yeah. Cool story for everyone. I have a guy with a camera following me.
Yeah.
Everyone, on YouTube, being able to watch. And let's start bad. Like, what about starting in the 50th place?
Right. Why not? Yeah, I don't think he did that, but
I don't think so either. I don't think that's how he planned it.
it is a good story.
Yeah.
We have Josh Collins says U18 boys looks to be coming down to 2 bowlers with 1 game left, maybe a 3rd bowler, but he's a bit far out. needs a couple big ones. Yeah, it seems like I mean I could look at the scores. Let's see if how many. I know it's a little wonky, but I'm gonna go by division. We'll start in the U12s. So let's look at Long and see how many games they have in. So actually, U12 is updated through 4. So let's look at. I'm gonna look at totals. So Miles Gordon is leading going into the 5th game by a lot.
By a lot.
Yeah. So Miles is in a really good position.
125 pins or so. Yeah. So that's a
Yeah.
pretty good lead for one game to go.
Yeah. U12 girls. Jane Juhas has made a move on Ellie Kate Murray. Ellie Kate is in 2nd. And Lydia Gordon is in 3rd.
Such a beautiful little girl.
Yes.
All of them are adorable.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Leanne
Like,
always
she's
says
special.
it's like the most beautiful division because they're so small and so into bowling and so passionate. And they all, they have little bows in their hair. And it's so sweet at that age.
Well dressed and so gorgeous. Yeah.
U15 boys, we have Mr. Oh, wait, let me double check and see how U15 boys is finishing up. I'm still going to read this one because it doesn't look like the top players are not, they have scores in. So let's look at this. Elliot Gordon. I think he's good to go.
I think so too.
I don't think
Over 150 pins or 140 something pins.
Yeah.
I think that's a good lead.
Yeah, and this would be Elliot's first SYC title.
Oh, nice.
His brother Miles has won before, but Elliot has never won. So
it's a happy weekend for the family.
absolutely. So yeah, we're just missing one score on the long, but Brianna was doing well for the tournament. So I'm not going to read off U15 girls because
we are missing some scores.
Yeah. And then U18 boys. What is? Oh, that's short. I'm like, what? Why are all the scores in?
They already finished.
Oh yeah, U18. Yeah. So the others we only have half, but yeah. So we're trying to get the score. I see Leanne looking for scores right now. So we are doing as quick as they finish. We just added some scorekeepers to try to keep up with everything and.
It's hard to keep so many people in the same pace, right?
Yeah.
So actually, I don't think it's too bad. We are probably like maybe 5 minutes from, getting everyone's 4th game finish.
Right.
Maybe a little longer with 5 and 6. Now I see a lot of splits, a lot of missing spares, and if you don't have the right ball in your hand and you're not in the right zone, the game can get so complicated.
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah,
and then
absolutely.
just having the right guidance behind you to get you back in track and becomes very mental at that moment. When you don't have a lot of room for error, the game becomes quite complicated. And then you start thinking maybe it's me, I'm not repeating shots, I can throw it better than that. And it could be just a zone change, ball change, and then you feel like a great bowler again suddenly.
Yeah. Like Keegan.
Yeah.
Here. Keegan is going into his 5th game. It's because his grandma is watching from
hello,
that.
Grandma.
Yeah, so he felt the love. He came to the live stream and Mima Jane is watching. So
he just wants to show off.
That's right.
No, he's a great kid, great athlete.
Yeah.
Just had a tough weekend, but that's part of the game.
It is.
It's humble in the sport.
It is.
And I hope the kids, go back home and write down what went well
Yeah.
and what didn't go well. And then talk to their local coaches or, whoever is their mentor and see how we can get better. So this weekend I did make good decisions with my bowling balls, with my equipment. I'm not understanding this and that, or maybe a ball very good in the short but not as good in the long, etc. And it's very good to just go home on Monday when you relax and come down and have a good night of sleep and write down what happened.
That's good advice.
Yes, I always do it.
Yeah.
Always do it.
You got to decompress and then reflect, right? Like,
Yes.
Keegan, you tried to get that messenger. It missed.
He's throwing an absolute. Really like the ball. Strong.
Does it go far down the lane for you, right? Like, or
to
is-
me actually, like I can see like the core is quite big,
yeah,
and I can see the core like really working and getting a little bit like to me, I can see the ball being used kind of like a 1.5 ball for me.
oh, gotcha.
Okay. I can see that. I don't think that is the greatest ball in my hand. Obviously, I don't have a lot of rep right. Where I will hook the entire lane with it. I think I can go a little bit straighter with it and it will look good. Maybe it's the way I laid it out too.
Yeah, for sure.
But I can definitely see it in my arsenal for sure.
That's great.
Yeah.
Mr. Keegan is spare shooting.
He
He's
just
normally a very good spare shooter.
he's one of the kids that doesn't have a spare ball and he just wants to like flatten his hand and
Yeah.
throw the strike ball at the pins, which is okay.
Right.
But again, I think we mentioned this yesterday. I
Yeah.
mean, you gotta be very good at it. You have to stay pretty cool. If you rush your shot or your mind is in your last shot in your
Right.
first frame, you can easily miss it.
Yeah, like he was on a string, and so
Yeah.
he was thinking about that maybe. Good shot there. Oh,
Mm,
jeez.
it's
Wow.
hooked.
That was a
Yeah.
little slow, maybe.
Yeah. And again, he's trying to play the hook under the hole. So then obviously he throw many beautiful shots in a row,
Right.
but now, he doesn't have the room for mistake.
Exactly.
Because you are not going to be having a consistent hook spot. You are going to have push in this kind of pattern. That's what you want to try to look for.
For sure.
Yeah. So that's why you see 6 in a row and then open.
Oh, good shot at
But
it.
that was,
Yeah. Good try, Keegan.
Love his hair, love his glasses, everything
got the
about
look,
him.
right?
He's just such a cool kid. Yeah.
He is a cool kid. He's got the look. All right, so I'm trying to find. They throw me off when they don't wear their name on the shirts. They make me know
Wear
my
harder.
stuff. I know, right? Hang on, wait. And I lost his pair. Our friend that's wearing the pineapple jersey, which is an awesome jersey. Okay, this is Grant. This is Grant, who just unfortunately left the split. He I think is suffering from the same thing you were describing, where he's
Ooh, picked it up.
picked that up live on Facebook and YouTube.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah. He came back and said, "If only I wouldn't have a horrible game." Oh,
You made that
Poor
moment
thing.
much more excited.
yeah, right.
Exciting.
Grant,
Yeah.
that was a great pickup. So, and it's tough. Like I think he's in between. He's struck a little bit. He's had a few opens.
Yes.
Making it hard for himself that he has to spare a split.
Hopefully he makes the right move now.
Yeah. All right. So our TOC update. What do we got? Oh, Jason Belmonte
He's leading.
up 26.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's hard for EJ Tackett to come into that position as a
Yeah.
number one seed. He doesn't have the feel for the lanes. While Belmonte was able to play them not only the entire time today, but yesterday. And then he has a good feel of what the right lane is
He
doing and the
ran the
left
ladder.
lane, and he ran the
Whoa.
ladder.
Wow.
And it happens so often that
Yeah.
that number one seed will not be able to finish it up. Because of that, I think it's a lot not necessarily easier to run the ladder. You gotta win
Yeah.
a lot of matches,
Right.
but you get the right feel, the transition, and
Yeah.
everything on
You
the
know what the lanes
what's
are doing.
happening, what
Yeah.
they're doing. So, I think Jason had that advantage, even though he had to bowl incredible today to be able to win so many matches. So
Carolyn Doran Ballard talks about that a lot,
Yeah.
about the number one seed. And I think she has the stat of like the number of times the number one seed is lost. But it is
It's tough.
tricky. And no one understands. Like the other thing, and because you've bowled
Yeah.
on TV, right?
Yeah.
The lights.
so different.
So hot.
Yeah.
And so like people don't know, if you've never been to a TV show, you don't know
Yep.
how it feels, and it just plays different.
Mhm.
And so do you use a different ball on TV than you use in the tournament?
Many
sometimes?
many
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
I mean, the lanes definitely play different, right? And it happened to me at Queens last year. I was the
Yeah.
only person that didn't get to lose twice, but I went as a number one seed, and then Bridget bowled amazing, but she was using two different balls, and she was coming
Yeah.
from the bottom. We made some decisions that cost us a lot, but at that moment you gotta go with your gut pretty
Yeah.
much. And
Right.
I talked to the reps, let's go with that. Didn't work out, then I'm losing. You have to make some risky decisions to win a title, and didn't work out, and that was that, right?
Right.
And you only have 10 frames.
Yeah.
But it's very hard
And not
for
many
you to
practice
know.
shots
Not many
either.
practice shots, and again, she knew what was happening. Again, she was using 2 different balls.
Yeah.
It was good for her. She also deserved it, but
Sure.
it was tough for me
Right.
coming as a number 1 seed. So
Right.
it happens quite often.
Yeah, number 1 seeds, it's tough.
Yeah.
All right, so now 5 and 6 is going to finish up. We got some good games here. 208, 193, 210.
Very consistent.
Yeah.
I see a lot of splits, a lot of reds up there too.
There are some reds. Yeah. And it's like red,
strike.
Yeah, or like strike, red, strike. Like,
Yeah.
dang. Not an easy day.
No. A lot of Spurs means, but at this age, you will see a little bit more, and that's one of the biggest difference with, when you get older and the professionals. Those
Oh, yeah.
guys, Belmonte, EJ, they're such great Spurs shooters, and a lot of people are like, oh, they have a lot of room for error. No, they are also incredibly accurate. They are just the best in the world. They are incredible.
Yeah.
They don't miss Spurs very often. And
I'm not taking Jason Belmonte in a match. I'm out. I'm like, nope, I would not bet money on that.
nice to see you. Nice to participate. I'm out.
Yeah, right? Yeah, he is number 1
Yeah.
for sure.
I think he's gonna get this one. 46 spins ahead in the 9 frame. Yeah,
That's
exciting. What a
very
story!
exciting.
What a story!
It's and the TOC, which is such a legendary tournament.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
so
again,
cool.
he did it perfect. Started low. It was not a good start.
Yeah.
Move up, and then he not lucky because that was the format from the beginning.
Oh
but
yeah.
he did it in the right way. 17 people step ladder thing.
Oh, my
Otherwise, he would
goodness.
not have been in the TV show.
Yeah.
So, it was just a cool week. Cool week for Storm. Cool week for Belmont. Great player.
The 17-player step ladder was I had to read that twice.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yes.
But yeah, it was cool and
I
it's
liked
fun
it.
to watch.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, match play is fun. That's why we don't do match play. So at the end of 15 games, the winner is chosen because there's a lot of tournaments for kids that do have match play, and so we like take Spencer Robarge and Jillian Martin for example, right? Those are our 2 leaders currently in titles. They both have 12 SYC titles, and if you think about that, 12 they've won 12 times in different places on different patterns.
Amazing.
And they are number 1 at the end of the tournament, and they don't have to bowl a 1-game match. And maybe
you could lose it.
Maybe you lose, right? They knock down the most amount of pins in the weekend. But
I like that.
yeah,
I like the excitement of match play. I like the excitement of step ladders, obviously.
yeah,
Like you gotta win this to actually
Right.
win the tournament. However, the way you guys do it, the way SYC is, done, is much more fair.
Yeah.
Whoever knocked down the most wins, whoever had the best weekend,
right. They won.
the one that was able to bowl in the 3 different patterns, good, and
Yeah.
is the winner.
Right.
So I like that.
Yeah, it's just a different format, and the other thing I love that the SYC does is that if 2 players are tied at the end of the tournament, which we had happen one time in the history, they both are co-champions. We don't do roll-ups.
Oh, nice.
Because how would you pick a pattern? Like, okay,
No.
you bowled on short, medium,
Yeah,
long.
no.
Do you do a 9th, 10th roll-off on long? Like, maybe one player is
Yeah.
better on short.
Yeah.
So if you tie, you win. 2, it's just you share a title,
Yeah,
which
that's
is
kind of cool.
So,
That's kind of cool.
yeah.
I mean, a way to probably see it would be like whoever had the highest series
Yeah, true.
or whoever had the highest last game
right,
or something like that. Highest
Right.
series will be fair, right?
Yeah.
Between the 3, so
Yeah.
all of them had an opportunity to do it.
right.
However, I like the I like
Yeah.
the fact that you can get both winners.
Yeah,
Like,
we-
2
and we
winners.
had
I
it
like that.
happen. We had it happen one time in Florida last year, and it was the first time ever. So, all right, we have our final group of bowlers stepping up. They're starting game 5. This is Rhett Runge, Charles Rawls II, Bo Senior, Gavin Robertson, Evan Slife, and Kenneth Prieto. Man, too many names this weekend. I'm sorry for butchering
I
them.
see a lot of Latin American last names.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Well, we are close to some like Texas,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Right. So yeah, lots of. I should let you read off the names.
Yeah. Next time.
Yeah.
Time.
Right.
I'll
Yeah.
help you out
Exactly.
later.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's cool to see. I don't get to see that very often, and I like it.
Yeah. Right. We talked a little bit yesterday about Storm Latino,
Hmm.
and I think that's important. Like,
Yeah.
it's important to showcase the different cultures and everything. So, Brody or Boots Selling asked, why are we talking about other stuff than what's going on in front of them?
Aw.
We are talking about what I just introduced all the players that are coming to 5 and 6. It's tough. We got people coming in. We got people coming out. There's a lot going on.
Yes.
Hey, if you don't like it, we're sorry.
No, it's just
Yeah.
because Blair and I don't get to hang out very often.
It's true.
Because the audience and the people that are listening to us don't get to hear my stories very often.
I
So
know,
she was
right?
interested on that.
Yeah.
So we apologize, but
I think
no,
it's fine.
we are getting on 5 and 6 some very good players.
Yeah, that's
They're
true.
finishing their squad, and now probably we'll be able to see how the youth 18, like who is
yeah. Well,
Let's see if we get some numbers and we can see how exciting that
we'll see.
last game is going to be. Some
Let's
of the
see
players
here.
are probably going to just be watching and see, okay, if I'm going to keep the lead or the medal.
Yeah.
I'm someone still fighting for it.
U18 boys. Let's see here. All right, so first I'm going to look at the long. So, yeah, see, we have some players that have already finished, but Jacob Neubauer has finished. He averaged 221 for the day.
Nice.
He currently is in the bronze position, but that may change. And ahead of him, Brian Bash Jr. averaged 231 for the day, and Preston West 223. So let's see here. Jacob was chasing the title. Currently, Jacob is in first. Now I think
with a big lead.
William Jewell was the one that was right behind him, and I'm not sure his scores are in yet. So
Yeah.
we'll keep an eye on it.
Yes,
It'll.
But it seems like he has a pretty good lead at the moment.
Yeah.
His last game, I believe I got to see that. It was like 180. Hopefully it doesn't cost him the title, but
Yeah, for sure.
he played pretty good the entire week or the weekend.
Absolutely. All right.
The interesting part of what's happening to these lanes are that you come from the high end. These kids are coming from the high end, and they definitely play different.
Yeah.
And then when they move all the way here, they really don't know. They didn't have the opportunity to watch how the lanes were played.
Right.
And remember when I came here earlier, second game, we have some of the guys crossing like 20 with a Nova and
Yeah.
bowling good.
Right.
And now we see some of these kids that are like crossing 16, 17, and as they move left, then they find more friction. They're like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But it's just because the lanes have already been played there.
Right.
So, yeah, they need to make a big jump left.
It's true. Yeah, and we got some fans for Rhett in the chat. Rhett Runge. He's pulled a couple SYCs. He's an SYC. He's part of the SYC family. Gavin Robertson. He led the medium pattern yesterday, I believe.
Yes.
His family is his dad owns a pro shop
Nice.
in the Memphis area, which is pretty cool.
That makes it very cool.
Yeah,
Unfortunate
right?
kid. Yeah.
Exactly.
Let's see what he's doing. Yeah. Doing the right thing right now.
Yeah.
A little bit
Turkey.
cleaner ball, left. And again, like his focal point, it's the tripping, the middle of the tripping. He doesn't want to swing it away from him. He wants to keep it in front of him, right?
Sure.
Left
yeah.
and off makes sense. Cleaner ball, fifth game. He's doing the right thing. And he has a
Absolutely.
turkey going on. So, good job.
Yes. Yeah. So, and a shout out also, I think, we're going to end our stream after this game because we will be awarding our champions. There'll be photos taken and they'll be shared on Storm's Facebook page and the Storm Junior Facebook page, but Beat the Champs, which is happening in Chicago, will be live streamed later today. Gary Holsenberg and Kelly Kulick are commentating
nice. That's
in
cool.
Chicago. So if you are not done watching bowling today, you can watch Storm's YouTube and Facebook later and see some action where people. So the target scores were set by Kyle Troop and Danielle McEwen.
Oh, cool.
And so all of these bowlers from the Chicago area try to beat them. So.
And do we know the scores? Are they public?
I don't know. They do have them. It was a 3-game total. I believe Kyle shot like 7 something.
Oh, nice. So we better bowl good today.
And then Danielle had a mid 600. She just couldn't carry very well.
Okay.
So Danielle could be beat today.
Yeah.
And if the players do beat the pros,
professionals,
they win $10,000.
No. That's amazing.
Right?
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. So tune in.
And the girls are obviously trying to beat Danielle's.
Yes.
So we might see someone getting 10 grand today.
Yeah, right.
And even Kyle's, I'm sure everything is possible.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
so many talented kids. And if you have the right ball and you match up, you can shoot 750, 800. I mean, we have seen it.
Yeah.
So
it's cool.
Everyone has an opportunity today. That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to be watching.
I know, right? Later. It'll be fun. So shout out to Gary and Kelly.
Yes. Kelly is such not only a great person, great player, but great commentator. She does it beautifully.
I don't
Really
know.
like
You know
it.
your stuff too. So you got some tech. You come in and know that. I told Leanne, I go, Clara knows the lane play. Like if you need someone to do some tech, call her.
Thank you.
She knows her stuff. Maybe you'll be a toy rep someday.
Maybe I will. That'll be
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
I would like
right?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you'd be great.
Thank you.
Or a college coach.
Yeah, that's something that I have in my mind.
Yeah.
Right now I'm still quite active with the Colombian national
Sure.
team and with tour. I don't have the time.
Where's your free time?
Yes, I don't think I would be a very good coach if I'm never there. But maybe in the future it would be something that I could do, or again maybe coach in another country internationally
Yeah.
and be able to give back to the sport that way would
That'd
be cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
Let's see if he can get a 4-bagger.
Yeah.
Handbone.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that looked like it was a little in, but he's got the hold.
He has a hold.
You're-
That's the right way to play them. And even I believe his name is Bo. He wants to keep it straight,
Yeah.
but he's not left enough.
Yeah.
Right, so he has to make a big jump left.
Yeah.
I will probably say at least 8 or 10 boards, like it's a lot.
Right?
In his feet, yeah. And then he will be able to keep his angle shot, but where he's at right now, his swing it right doesn't hook.
Yeah.
And then he keeps it straight, he's too far right, and he goes Brooklyn. So
Right.
he missed the move, but hopefully he can make the adjustment and finish a good game.
Yeah. I love that.
And sometimes I think that we forget that we need to react in the game. If you have someone in your pair that is bowling good, we should just look, what is he crossing? Where is he sliding? What
I
is
love
he
that
using?
you guys talked about that in the seminar. I think that was fantastic, and people do forget it's that easy.
Yeah.
Like you literally can just
Yeah.
look at what they're doing.
What is Gavin doing?
Right.
Right? and if they did that, even though, we all throw it different,
Yeah.
but Gavin is, pretty simple game. The
Right.
other ones too. And then you analyze those details. Okay, maybe he throws it a little bit faster, so I'll be using this kind of ball and ball. Or I'm softer than him, so I might be a little bit few boards left of him, or a weaker ball, etc. But if he has a 4-bagger and he has room for error, look at that. That was beautiful. He was a little bit right, okay,
Yeah.
compared to the last one, and then now he has 5 in a row.
For sure.
So so the kids in the same pair that are like so much, farther right, they were just missing the fact that the guy in your pair is doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Just watch.
And Antonio, I think, made a little move, and he almost that 10 pin, like it
It
shook.
was pretty good.
it was like
It was the best shot of the game so far.
yeah, for sure.
Get it?
Got his spare. Spare shooting is hard sometimes.
Especially when you have 3 opens in a row, but he
Oh,
got it.
yeah.
I would shoot a 10 pin anytime. compared to the other ones.
Oh, that's
Any
what
other
we were-
combination.
We were talking about that earlier, like having that, if you have a game where you're starting like open, where's that get out of jail free card ball, right? Like you need that IQ Tour phase 2, something that I know I'll leave a 10 pin, but I'm good with that.
Yeah. We need to find. You need to find the packet first.
Yeah.
Control the packet, and then start making adjustments from that. And there are a few bowling balls in your bag that will allow you to do that.
Right.
You might not carry, you might not shoot 250, but 192 is much better than 150. So
Absolutely. Barry asks, who is bowling on 7 and 8? Nobody. They're done. This is where we've been talking about it. It got a little off. Some players are done with the tournament. And then 5 and 6, we're finishing up game 5 here. 3 and 4 will finish. Actually, they're going into their 10th frame. The bowler on 4 that was his 9th frame. So they'll be done. So 5 and 6 will be the only pair that you'll be able to watch in about, 5 minutes or so.
Yeah. And actually, I think that most of the pairs that are finishing.
I've predicted that we would be the last pairs done a few minutes ago because I'm like, okay. I saw how this was going.
That's a good shot. That was very nice.
Yeah, very nice. So at this point in a tournament, Clara,
Yes.
these bowlers are finishing their 15th game. Maybe they didn't have the best of all tournaments. You're trying to end on a high note, right? No matter what. So how do you kind of do that? Like what do you do going into the last game?
It's a tough one. I always try to learn, right? He just made a good move and he got a cute strike. That was a very good one. But so if I know I'm not gonna make the cut, if I know I'm not gonna medal, if I know I'm not gonna win, I always try to go back to the rep or again, I'll go see what the leader is doing, okay? And try to understand what I didn't do right and try to end up in a good note. Like, I'm not just like giving up. I'm ready to go home.
Right.
I'm ready to okay, what am I not doing that they're doing? Okay, why are they so much better than me today, right?
Yeah.
And then I try to look and try to apply it in the last game. Even if it just helps me, either understand what was happening, understand what I need to work on, or maybe I'll shoot at the 20, at the 30, and then instead of finishing 25th, I finish 20th. And then I feel a little bit better. Like, at least I move up a little bit.
Right.
So I'm always trying to understand what's happening. And we don't always do the right things, and we don't always make the right decisions. But I'm definitely chasing, that information every time.
Yeah.
It could be sometimes that obviously a lot of people just match up. The roll matches up, either much higher tilt, lower tilt, rep rate, speed. There's so many things, so many variables to the game. But if someone that is very unique is leading, let's say Missy Parkin. When Missy Parkin is leading, she's such a unique player, right? I'm like, okay, when she's leading, I need to do this kind of release. I already know. Okay, and if she's throwing that ball, I need to be throwing this other ball.
Right.
But we have been playing, together, let's say, around for so many years that I kind of know.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I can do anything similar to what she does or that she can roll it like me in any way, but I kind of figured that out. And that comes from you wanting to understand why is she matching up, okay, and I'm not. And then what I could do to get even a little bit closer to what she got.
And it's all about learning, right? Like these youth players, I believe everybody that came this weekend should take something away in their personal game and learn, right? And get better the next time.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Although right now, it looks like our D bowler there, Gavin. Oh no, it's not Gavin. It is Gavin, right?
Gavin is our D bowler, and he just got the 6. I mean, it was amazing, though. It was a great strike. He has a little bit of room right. Yeah. Definitely the right hole, the right ball, the right area. He's just doing the right thing.
He's got it. Last month we had in Vegas, we had 2 300s on the live stream pair.
Nice.
We had one to the left and one to the right, and they
at the same time. Amazing.
Same game, same. It was unbelievable.
Exciting.
So
Maybe we get it from him
we
today.
haven't had a 300 this weekend.
No.
No 300s. Wow. All right. I probably just jinxed him, but you know.
Hopefully not. Hopefully
Yeah,
we get a 300.
Could have black clouded you. Sorry. Hopefully not.
No. He has a good ball reaction. If he keeps throwing good shots, I think he can get it for sure. He
Yeah.
throws a good, simple game.
He does.
I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, and as we watch Gavin step up in his 7th frame, we do want to thank All Star Lanes for hosting the SYC Louisiana this weekend. They've been a great host. Want to thank all of our sponsors and our supporters. I Am Bowling was here this weekend.
Yes.
They're
They're
great.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's a beautiful jersey.
Thank you. Yes. They do a great job.
Yeah.
The material is amazing. It's very comfortable. The designers are great. I love it.
Yeah,
I'm
and
very
so,
proud to be part of their team.
and they have so many jerseys available. So if you're looking for a new jersey, you can go to I Am Bowling. But all the SYC jerseys are available on I Am Bowling. KEGEL's a great supporter. They create the lane patterns. We've got PBA Junior is part of it today. We're going to award the number one person or number one bowler in each division will get a PBA Junior scholarship added on. And of course, all of our other supporters, Rays, 3G Master, Turbo, Ballard's Bowling Academy, Visit Baton Rouge. They
Yes.
helped us out this weekend. They found some great hotel properties. So yeah, everyone is, we're so thankful for all of our SYC supporters and all the families who make it possible, because we wouldn't have a tournament if the parents didn't support it.
Yes, that's for sure. The athletes were not here. We couldn't have anything going on. But unfortunately, Gavin missed.
Yes.
Left the temp in and missed it.
Yes. It's okay, Gavin. Shake it off.
You still have a good game going.
He does have a really good game going.
And
See,
he's probably fighting for the title. He should be pretty close.
he should be, I believe, at least on the long pattern. Let's look here. You know what? I'm not seeing. Let's see, Gavin. Oh, fourth game is not in. I'm
Okay.
like, where is he? Yeah. So yeah, he might be up there. He might be fighting for this title.
He led or he medal in the medium pattern. I don't know how good or bad he bowled in the short pattern,
Yeah.
but at least he's finishing a great game right now.
Absolutely. Have a great day on the long.
I want to help them all. I want to be like, okay, everyone jumps up.
Yeah, it's hard to watch,
It is
right?
hard to watch.
Yeah, because you're
Yeah.
like sometimes. Well, and it's always painful. Like today, the live stream pairs don't have like a definite hook spot. Sometimes we know, and we've watched for 5 games, and we're like, oh, you just hit that hook spot,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we can't. We're like, move. It's not you. It's the lane.
Yeah.
Move. But
We haven't seen what's going on. You need to move.
yeah, today it's not as definite where you need to play, but definitely there's like you said, finding that hold,
Yeah.
right?
So maybe we should have signs.
Oh,
So whenever they
right?
turn around, we're like,
left. Yeah, we'll help everybody.
change balls. We just need to have some like a very specific jump
Yeah.
left, change balls,
Yeah,
pearl,
it'd be great.
solid.
Yeah, right. It's so funny. Sometimes you'll hear like the parents will be watching the live stream while their kids are bowling, trying to get like
Oh, nice
and they'll
information.
tell them like, oh, they said move. You should move left on that shot or whatever.
Ah, that's cool.
Yeah, but,
Smart.
Yeah. We try not to help too much, let them bowl, but sometimes you just have to call it like it is. And it's okay. So I'm trying to see how many pairs we have left, and I see one pair. Unfortunately, I see one pair starting
Oh no.
in the middle of the house.
Oh wow.
So
Yeah.
so it may be a minute before all of the scores are
We can
officially
crown a
in.
winner and-
Yeah. Rhett has taken a huge step left.
Yes, he did. And unfortunately, the shot just didn't come out of his hand correctly, like more towards the index, and that's why it didn't hook. But the shot before was very good.
Yeah.
He's throwing, I believe, a phase 2.
Yes.
We have seen quite a few gutters. I don't know necessarily what's happening, but
I think
we're
that
humans.
It's just we're tired.
They're tired.
Yeah, it's been 15 games. It's a long weekend and a mental grind too. We've talked about it a lot. It's a lot that goes into it, right?
Yeah.
It's not just going and bowling.
Yeah. And again, like I'm one of the ones that want to learn. I want to just try to see what went wrong, even though I'm in the bottom sometimes, which I don't want to be there. But not everyone is like that. Some other players are like, okay, I just want to go home.
Yeah.
I just want to finish this weekend and move on.
Yeah.
And great athletes have short memory. Okay? You cannot just like keep thinking about the past and how bad I bowled last week. You need to move on, work on it. You will have another event. You will have another opportunity. And it's all about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so great athletes have short memories, so that's the way to go.
Short memories. I love it. I love it. You're dropping little nuggets for everyone to take home.
Much better shot.
That was a great shot by Rhett. All right, so we are in the 9th frame here. Barry wants to know who won the TOC. Jason Belmonte.
Jason Belmonte won it. Yeah. What a good way to, the season isn't over. We have the Masters, we have some big events, but he hasn't had the best year yet. Right? But this could flip the whole thing around.
Yeah,
I mean,
totally.
winning a major, the TOC, the way he did it, he bowled amazing, well deserved, one of the best bowlers.
Absolutely.
And I think he
great
was
for the game.
Yeah.
Just at his core, like he wants to grow the game, and now he's doing the Belmo experiences, which is great.
Yeah.
So it's awesome.
That's a good shot.
Really good shot.
Very nice shot.
Really good shot.
Well, if we didn't have that 10 pin in the 7th frame.
You could tell he's a little frustrated about that missed 10 pin, but still a great game. And it's tough when you're on a string. It's like a minute of lost focus, right?
Yeah. And
Or a
sometimes
second,
we
really.
rush that spare because we are still thinking like, oh man, I didn't throw a good shot. I could have had a better game, or you still kind of stay in the past, and we rush the spare and then miss it, and then it's even worse, right?
Yeah.
But we need to learn how to separate that. Okay, that's in the past. Now I need to focus on the present and my next shot on one frame at a time. We always talk about that, but it's true.
Right.
It's true.
I'm wondering if there were some more defined hook spots at the high end, because down here it looks like you mentioned the gutters earlier, but even like the bowler on 6, he got it out and it just sailed. It was gone. So I'm wondering if the high end they saw something different than down here.
And the perfect example, I mean, with him, he's probably a great bowler, but right now he's just not in the right zone.
Right.
So whenever he keeps it straight, it goes Brooklyn or it goes high. So then he thinks he could swing it a little bit right, so he doesn't go high, and he's not gonna hook. So he just needs to jump left. So
totally.
if we learn something from this pattern in the 5th game, is that we need to be, closer to, between 4th and 5th arrow actually, and the focal point to be somewhere like the middle of the 3-pin, right?
Yes. Oh dear. Yes. Like So we're just it's just getting in the right part of the lane. Yeah.
Getting in the right part of the lane.
And
it
it's
makes it
hard.
a lot easier.
When you're not in the right part of the lane,
it looks like you're bowling bad.
So hard.
It looks like you're bowling terrible, and you might not be.
And you think like I don't know about you, but you feel like I have to hit this one board.
So
you shouldn't. You shouldn't have to hit one board.
You shouldn't. I mean, we should be pretty accurate and we should be good at it, but still, no one is gonna win if you have to hit the same board every time.
Yeah.
Okay, so the ones that are leading or the ones that are winning, and winning titles are having some room for mistake. Okay?
Yes.
And that's what we are trying to chase. When we gotta throw it good, we gotta perform, but we are looking for a good ball reaction. You cannot really outperform, I don't know how you say it, a good ball reaction.
No, yeah.
I don't know how. No, Gavin, his spur shooting in this game wasn't ideal. It was, fortunate enough that he put many strikes in a row.
Yeah.
240, 234.
Yeah.
But it could have been a much better game.
Yes. Rhett also ran into a little bit of trouble in the middle of his game. Started really, really strong through 5, and then just, maybe lost what he was doing. Made a move, didn't move far enough left, moved too far left.
Yeah. And again, I think that for Rap, he was throwing a stronger ball and ball. It worked out at the beginning of the game. As he migrated left,
Yes.
he encountered some extra friction, and he needed to keep going or maybe ball down. Right?
Yeah. Good spare, though.
Especially with the boys, right?
Oh, yeah.
You know someone was left of you, and the guys on tour encounter that all the time. You know Belmont and the 200
yeah.
players are way left of you.
He's always left.
Every time they move left, they're gonna find some more friction.
Right.
So and it's hard to be on top of them because of how much rubber they have and how much power and what they're doing to the lane is interesting.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's what makes this game so awesome.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Look at him going to spare ball. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm out.
He's like, I'm done. Yeah. Well, and I think, too, I want to remind the people that are watching that, it's not easy out there. So,
No.
yes, you may see some missed spares, but they made a lot of spares this weekend, too,
Yeah.
right? Like, they bowled 15 games on a pretty challenging pattern, and unless you are bowling on sport shot conditions, these kids are good. These kids are really good.
And for some of them, it's their first experience.
Yeah.
They have never played on a sport pattern. So
Right.
now you get to encounter short, medium, and long. And now they can go home and work on them.
Exactly.
Right? And then hopefully ask the bowling centers to be able to put some of these patterns out for them to practice.
Yeah.
Or maybe they can join now a sport league.
Exactly, and learn.
And
Yeah.
learn.
I heard All Star Lanes is getting a sport shot league
Yes.
together this summer,
Yes.
which is super exciting.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
amazing. And Kim wants the kids to be ready for junior goals.
I
So
love that.
she does the right thing.
We got a
Got like-
Brooklyn to finish out.
For the 5-bagger.
Yeah. Those are the good feelings.
Yes.
That's a way good feeling.
Let's see if he can get the 6-1.
Yeah.
So, do you move after that?
For the Phil, I don't know. Would you?
Oh, defense. I didn't see the one before to see how good he was.
I know. I think they did see a spot. I think he may have moved,
Yeah.
but that was still a very good
It was
game.
very good.
223.
223.
Yeah. I think on a Brooklyn in the 10, I'm not moving. I'm staying where I'm at.
It
I'm like,
depends,
you know
right?
what? Yeah,
If
right?
you throw a good, then
Yeah.
you move. You're like, oh, wow, that hooked.
Yeah,
If you throw a bad and you know what you're doing, then I
Right.
wouldn't. But
yeah. It also probably depends on what position you're in, too.
Yeah.
Right? Like, did he need that strike? But,
yeah,
yeah.
so many variables.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Bo. Mr. Bo will finish up our coverage of the SYC Louisiana. What a shot.
Nice.
Really shot. A great shot there.
And he did the right thing, right? So the first few frames, he was way farther right.
Yes.
And he was, miss right, miss left, and then he migrated left, and he's throwing an RSTX too.
Yes.
Very good. Clean, higher G, asymmetrical. One of my favorites. Very good ball.
Yeah.
Very clean. Perfect.
Ah,
Nice.
yeah, really
Got a
nice.
little hold.
Bo is put on a show to end it. He's like, all right, I'm the last one bowling. I'm going to show off.
He's going for the 206. Very
Yes.
good. I believe that that's the same ball and ball that Belmonte was using. I think so. I think he
you're
went
right.
with that.
Yeah.
He threw the Revenant, which is a very good piece.
It
one of our
is.
newer ball and balls. And
Oh, that's a
and
good
then he
shot,
went
too.
to that. Yeah. You got
Really
through battle.
nice, Bo.
Very nice. 206 to
All
finish
right.
5 and 6.
Well, Clara, anyone at home, you can tune into Bullmetrics and see the final scores be populated. Clara, thanks for joining us at
Thank
your
you,
first
Blair.
SYC.
Yes, I loved it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
hopefully we'll have you back. And thanks to all the families who choose to spend the weekend with us at the SYC. And don't forget, Beat the Champs. I think it's live right now. So as we're
Go watch.
ending, you can shift over to the other feed and watch Beat the Champs. So we will see you all next time.
Bye-bye, guys.
Thanks for watching. This has been a live stream of the SYC Louisiana from Baton Rouge. The preceding has been produced by Storm Bowling. For more information on upcoming events, please visit stormbowling.com. Once again,